Hey, what's up, you rats? You getting ready? We're going to talk about all this stuff. Oh, good luck. I can hear it. It's a little backed up, but I don't give a shit. How you doing, everyone? I hope you joined the live stream that I did last night. If not, well, it's not even a live stream anymore. It lives in replay. Today is live with myself, Kate Mulligan, Ben Goddard, David Michael Frank, Brett Sheridan, and guess what? Mark Ellis is going to be here at 11 o'clock. So we'll see you pretty soon. So stick around, please. Welcome back, everybody, to SEN Live Schmoedown Entertainment Network. You humps, I'm a hump, everybody's a hump. It's not hump day, but it is the day that we are going to be talking about a whole lot of things here on the network. And what a table to do it. It's the dynamic duo. I can't get it out, but I will eventually. Kate Mulligan, Brett Sheridan. What up, ladies?
Hey, fella.
How you guys? How you guys doing? Everybody good?
Yeah, everybody's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. He might not love The Mandalorian. He might not love the Snyder Cut. He might not love movies in general, but he loves tuna. Ladies and gentlemen, it is DMF. David Michael Frank.
What's going on?
Oh, there we go.
I do love movies.
You're gonna eat that microphone. What do you like?
It's so tasty.
Someone said, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Brett. It's like David Michael Frank is like low key hilarious. It's like, yeah, he really is. He's really funny.
Thank you.
He's the sneak assassin of
He is
comedy.
the sneak assassin of comedy. He's gonna be doing. He'll be when we go to New York. David Michael Frank will do a 25-minute set. Ben Goddard's on the table over there. What's up, Ben? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Good to see you with the potato cam. And then we have Mark Ellis, not here yet. He's going to be here at 11 o'clock. But the good news is even though we get him for an hour today, we're also going to get him for an hour tomorrow. He'll be on today and tomorrow starting at 11 o'clock where we have so much to talk about.
Do you have an Ellis impression?
Hey!
Yeah, I mean,
I'm talking. I'm whispering right now. I'm whispering.
yeah, I'm like, I can feel him in, like, I can feel him. Like, I'm like, he'd be like,
I can't do the lip
hey,
sync.
yeah.
He's just so
like,
loud. He
he's
knows
just
it.
so loud. He's just
knows
like, hey, everybody, my comedy special's coming out. Dog Godfather. Stepfather. He gets his own stuff wrong
that's
all
true.
the time.
That's absolutely true. So he'll be on a
So
little bit.
loud.
That's
yeah.
part of the
Super
impression
loud.
is saying things.
But also those big eyes.
Oh,
Big
Yeah. I got a cool announcement I was telling David about beforehand. So people asked, even when we announced that this network was happening, that we were they kept saying, well, where is it on podcast form?
Mm-hmm.
And what we originally did was we had the Schmoedown feed that we put everything on. And now there are 3 separate feeds that you guys can find if you want to listen to this in audio form. The first way is the SEN Live podcast feed. So you can go there, and it's anywhere. It's Spotify. It's Apple Podcasts, wherever podcasts are found, you can find it. So it's the SEN Live feed. Our first day, because we separated the feed, the first episode got over 10,000 downloads. So we're building. So thank you. More people are finding it. The Schmoedown has its own feed now. It's the Movie Trivia Schmoedown feed. It's got the rundown on it. It has all the Schmoedown matches. And then there's a separate Mandalorian / Talking Star Wars with Harloff feed, which last night I did my Mandalorian spoiler review for episode 2. I'm doing watch-alongs now for those who are joining us and didn't see it. I think it's a lot of fun. It was kind of like an impromptu thing that I did the first episode. And it's great, man. You just get to watch the episode with like other fans who have seen it, maybe some who haven't. They're just asking questions throughout the whole thing, discovered a couple of new things and theories and speculations and all that. Did you go back and watch episode 2 again?
Yes.
How many times have you seen it?
Just twice.
Just twice.
Just twice. Yeah,
And
it
you
was a
digging
busy
it?
weekend. Yes.
Good.
Yes. Absolutely.
Chapter 2.
Yes.
Chapter 2. Excuse me. Excuse me, everybody. So yeah, I had a good time last night doing that, and I hope that you guys join me more. We'll be doing it I think that I'm going to try to do it this Friday. Also, Brett, did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, a lot of
What'd
fun.
you
Yeah, soccer games with the kids, and went to the LA Derby Dolls and saw my friend's team murder the other one. Not physically murder them, but no,
beat the piss out of them.
Did really well. They were the underdogs, and it was really fun. And
do you become sports dad on the side? Do you scream and yell?
Yeah, my wife and I used to get a little hot, and we had to both have a talk about maybe we shouldn't scream. Get out and play! Yeah. But that was when I think my son was like looking at butterflies and stuff like that. We got a little. When he was younger, he was not very good. He was just
T-ball is the funniest. Did he ever play T-ball?
Doing the robot and
yes, yeah.
He never he's stuck to one. They both have stuck to just soccer.
Okay.
I cannot handle driving kids around to more than one sport in
it's a
LA.
lot.
Like I was in everything, basketball,
driving around
baseball,
in this city.
everything.
Who
Oh
needs that
yeah,
shit?
no, two practices a week for one sport. That's enough for me.
That's enough. I took my daughter to see Frozen 2.
Oh,
we went on Saturday, and it's a really solid sequel. It's a really solid. She's obsessed, by the way. She's obsessed with all the music inside of it. She's obsessed with everything. She's already on Spotify. We're listening to everything Frozen 2. Just someone who it looked like she didn't give a shit about Frozen anymore. And she goes and she sees it. She's like, Elsa's my favorite character in any movie. More than Anakin? She's like, all right, maybe tied. But then she goes,
forget Anakin. What about Bounty Droid?
Bounty Droid. But then she turns and she goes, no, you know what? Anakin's number 2. Elsa. Wow. So she's listening to all this music, and she loves it. I think that it's a solid sequel. I'm gonna see it probably a billion other times with my daughter, but right now I still like the first one because I think it was pretty new. There's definitely some filler songs in here for sure that it's like, oh, let's do a lot of flashbacks and callbacks to the first movie. But it's a pretty intriguing story. You know, you want to learn a little bit more about Elsa and where she got her powers and the dynamic between the two of them and the sisterhood, if you will. And there's more stuff inside of it that plays into the overall lore. So I think if you're looking for that particular story to evolve itself, it does. So
something I can't stand is like so the first movie I feel like sort of had a twist, which is like the kiss that was necessary. Spoiler.
Yeah.
The kiss that was necessary was the true love of sisters. Did they try to have like a twist at the end of this too? Because I can't stand that.
It's
not a
it's
spoiler.
Not a spoiler, but
it's like
Did
they try and flip the script on me again?
Not to that extent.
Okay.
Not to that extent. But there's always
because it's so organic and authentic in the first one.
There's cool things to the actual story itself that they set up. But the music, you're never gonna match Let It Go. I mean, that was and some people. I was telling Ben, people are so sick of that song. That's like, I hate that song. You only hate it because it was everywhere. It became a massive hit. And you can tell that they're going to try to match that. They don't. There's a couple songs in there that are really good, and maybe they're just stuck in my head because if you walked into my house right now, my daughter's at school and it's probably still playing on the television because it's just. And the 2-year-old now is like, I'm Olaf. I like, okay,
I love that. That's what she picked.
She's Olaf and Anna. She picks Olaf and Anna, which is perfect for the two of them.
Do you think that there's any sequels that had better songs or matched
than the first?
No,
it's hard to do, man. I mean, it's tough. And a lot of those times, the one thing you give it is that it's original music, because sometimes like Shrek, they just play like old hits.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What is that perfume?
It's Le Labo.
I do.
I'm glad you like it because I don't know that I do.
I dig it.
Oh, good. Thank you. It's what you use. You use the rose one,
right? But
I'm glad you like it. How do you feel about it? It's medium.
I have allergies, so I don't really smell anything. No.
Yeah. Hey, that's the one.
I would have to get up on your neck and smell it hard.
What's that?
What is that?
I think
even?
the fans. I think that's what they want.
What is that smell? I don't know.
It's called estrogen.
Well, works for me.
I'm the only one here who's got any.
It's the truth.
That's not true.
What, who does? Who else has it?
You've got a lot, Kristian.
Oh, thank you. Good for me. So yeah, are we going to get into the big news? You bet your ass we will. There's a lot of it, and so for those of you joining us for the very first time, thank you for doing so. The way that this network works is we are funded purely on both the Super Chat, on this feature, and Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. What's the difference? Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown doesn't take a percentage. Super Chats does. Either way, whatever you're comfortable with doing, we're going to take a bunch of your questions throughout the program. But the way we do it first is we have a couple conversations here. We'll turn on the Schmoebot. You can interrupt the show if you want. Is he here? Do we have him already? No? It's that damn squirrel.
It's a raccoon. It's a raccoon.
I'll tell you. No, I got a squirrel story for you. For you. So for those people who have been following me on these types of shows, going back from Schmoes No and Collider Live, I was terrorized by these fucking squirrels at my old place, and they were. I mean, it was horrible. They were like Chip and Dale from hell, right? And I remember. I get it. They're chipmunks as opposed to squirrels. Blow me. But I.
That was the most polite request. Blow me.
Yeah. So. But
just blow me.
People know when I was I was throwing things. There was hot water thrown. There was attacks from the squirrel. It was a thing. So today, I'm out with my 2-year-old waiting for these hooligans, and the 2-year-old goes, "Squirrel!" And I go, all right, look over, and the squirrel's in the tree, and this squirrel isn't bothering anybody. It's not bothering anybody, and I'm just terrorized by these squirrels. So I'm waiting, and it looks up, and then it just starts staring at us.
You're like, baby, get in the house, get in the house.
But not in a way, and I'm like, it looked curious. It didn't look like those 2 little pricks that lived over there.
Yeah.
But I put my hand on a rock. I put my hand on a rock, and I said, "Look, I'm not throwing it at you, but you make."
Are you actually speaking? You're actually speaking out loud to the squirrel
in my head. In my head.
Okay.
I think his eyes are telling the story.
In my head, I'm like, "What's your move?
Yeah,
what's your move?" Because then it got down off the tree, and it's like scooting around near us, and it's like you don't look menacing, but that could just be your getup.
Come at me, bro.
I'm like, what are you doing here? Because I had the rock. And I'm like, you make a move towards a 2-year-old, that's licensed to kill. So, but it doesn't. It's just kind of sniffing the basketball. I'm like, all right, he looks cute. I'm not buying it because I know you're brothers, right? But then the 2-year-old, for some reason, just goes, starts crying, and the squirrel's like, fuck this, and left. But I didn't. Put the rock down.
Was she crying about the squirrel?
I don't know what she was crying. She was in a mood for a little bit today, but then Brett came over. Brett made her laugh.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Sniffing the basketball sounds like a euphemism. What's the word?
Oh yeah, euphemism.
You've been doing a little sniffing the basketball.
You want to sniff the baskies? Fingy and the bingy with the sniffing of the baskies.
Anyway, so
I love that you have squirrel PTSD.
Yeah,
I really did. Like I was there because I didn't, but I told myself, I said, this might not be one of the bad ones. Yeah. I remember seeing videos of cute little squirrels and people petting squirrels and shit. I'm not going to pet you, but I ain't going to stone you right now because I don't know, because you're not making a move. You're not making a move.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever been bothered by a squirrel. I don't think
squirrels. I had a friend who lived in Brooklyn for a while who was like people have mice or rats.
Yeah.
She had squirrels, so that was scary for her. But I have a lifelong
rash.
Lifelong rash. Would you take a look?
Oh, that's that's what the smell is.
That's what the smell is. It's just my rash fermenting.
Dinky.
No, silverfish. Do you guys know what silverfish
Oh
are?
yeah.
Okay, so for whatever reason, when I was a kid, like our house it was just an old house. They're these little. I don't recommend looking them up, but they're the thing about them is that they're fat. They're small and they're fast. Worst combo. Oh, hate hearing myself back.
It's all good. Sorry.
Let's not do that again, shall we?
No, sorry. I'm sorry.
Because my confidence is just going to make me deflate like a balloon. But they're very fast, and I don't like anything that's fast. Okay. And I also don't love things that are small. But anyway, I have always, I've got a lot of issues. I've got a lot of issues, to say the least. Oh, blow me. I remember there was like one, my parents left once, and there was like one next to my door frame, and I stayed in my room for 3 hours because I didn't want to leave, like while they were gone, I didn't want to leave my room because I was sure it was going to like jump on. I mean, truly lifelong terror. Then in college, my roommate and I started keeping track of how many of these things we killed in a month. 29 in the month of October, 2004. I'm telling you, or 2003. We've never, in this new house that it's 3 years old, we've never seen one. Okay. My son's birthday, we wake up, I'm leaving to take him to his party, and I see there's like a little stand next to our front door. It is the biggest silverfish I've ever fucking. It's the size of a centipede, and it's there's
Look what
only.
these things look like.
Oh, girl.
Okay.
There's it. We have like this little jade frog that this woman we got my
Oh, this is
engagement.
disgusting.
Yeah.
I know what those are.
But this
They
thing
are.
was meaty. Right. This thing, like, it made a sound.
It's like what every alien looks like in a sci-fi movie now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was just like, hey, Dickie, did you start going to the bathroom yet? Because he was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll meet you out there. Yeah, exactly. And he was like, yeah. I'm like, can you stop? And he was like, okay. And I was like, I don't know what this means. Like, what is the sign? He's like, it's a silver. I'm like, but what does it mean? It's on his birthday, and we haven't seen one, and now it's just there, and there was literally nothing else. It's the one surface in our house that's clean.
It's like that moment.
And this meaty thing was it, and I swear to God, I saw its little fins going like.
It's like
They're horrible.
What's that?
They're horrible. The
They're
only thing
horrible.
worse, earwigs.
No,
What's
earwigs
that?
are slower. Anything I can kill, Dickie tried 4 times to kill this thing. It was that fucking fast.
Yeah, it's it reminds me though when that's going down. This is that's not what I want. That's exactly what it was. So did you hear that?
No. What is it?
I gotta
It
get
was a
that
nervous
sound bite.
breakdown.
It's when I miss Cody.
Yeah, I know.
Nervous breakdown. Nervous breakdown.
Cuckoo's nest.
Cuckoo's
yeah.
nest. Anyway, so silverfish and all that kind
Well,
of
you
shit.
have a squirrel thing. I have a silverfish thing. Do you have a thing?
I don't know.
Like
I'm not bugged by bugs and things.
I'm not bugged by it normally. I was terrorized by the word. I mean, this is like Mickey and Mallory of squirrels. I mean, they were like they were rotten creatures, and they had a whole gaggle of fuckers that they hung with, and it was like the Sons of Anarchy that were hanging out in my old place, and they would eat all my wife would do the gardening, and they would just wreck shop. These ones that I have here, they don't bother me. They don't bother me.
It's
They're
like
just
the
squirrels.
opposite. It's like the opposite of whatever your spirit animal is.
Right.
I wish that there was a phrase for that, but silverfish are mine.
My thing is mild OCD. That's I have issues with cleanliness and certain things.
Oh, you
and-
must love my mouth today.
Whoa. What do you breath?
Just coffee.
Stinks.
Just had coffee on the way over and didn't have gum.
All right, guess who's coming back? Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't seen her for a little bit.
Mark Ellis.
She's waking up. Oh, there she is. The Schmoebot, ladies and gentlemen. The Schmoebot is up and running. Here's how it's going to work. So if you guys want to interrupt the show, you can do it. We make sure that the Schmoebot on streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. You can interrupt the show right now. It is available to do just that. We will keep that on for just a little bit as we get to the news segment, but I wanted to get to, we have so many questions here coming in from Superchat and streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. Once again, guys, thank you for all the generous donations that we've had. We're in week 3. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Week 3. It's been a really great week. I said this on the Mandalorian episode last night because people were talking about it. And I think I told you this too when you said, what's your goals? What do you want to do? I wanted to hit like 13 to 15,000 an episode. That was my goal to be able to do. And then live, I wanted to get around like 500 people watching. We do over that every day, and we've already done between 25 to 30 an episode. So I cannot thank you guys enough. And couple that with the podcast stuff. It's a good start.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that we keep it entertaining. David Michael Frank,
Yes.
Robert Butler the third, RB3. They have kept everything going with the audio and getting it. Friday was a good thing, and so it's been good. It's been a test though, DMF.
Yeah, yes, it has been a test.
Yeah.
But this will be a perfect stream, so I will be 2 for 2.
I like
well, not counting everything before that.
We'll see.
doesn't
Don't
play
jinx.
into
You
my
could have
record.
jinxed it because if they do this, if they do the Schmoebot and it shuts the sound off,
man.
we're coming after you.
All right, bring it
But
in. Come on,
what's our
guys.
contingency plan? Schmoedown, if Schmoedown shuts us down.
We know how to do it now. It's like I did it last night. It was like it shut it down. And you just got to turn the system off and boot it back up. And I got to write to Rode and see, because speaking of which, Rode, who have been fans of the Schmoes No Show, sent us a bunch of microphones and the Rodecaster. We couldn't be more thankful. Is super appreciative of everything that we're doing here. So thank you guys, appreciate it. Let's get to some of these. Let's start with the super chat. Excuse me, with the streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. Starting in right away with GXMan27. Thanks again for that watch along of Chapter 2 of The Mandalorian. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. I've never done watch alongs before, and it was something that I definitely wanted to do. And Ben Goddard and I were talking about it. So we're going to start the SEN Patreon pretty soon, and Mandalorian, the watch-alongs, they're staying on the channel, but I think that we'll probably start offering more watch-alongs for certain tiers. movies that you guys haven't seen, movies that we've seen that they can do, and they can suggest to watch.
Do you engineer yourself during those?
I do. So that was one of the things. So I was talking to David about. Because I want to learn this stuff also. You know, so I saw a comment that was actually pretty funny. It's like, it's funny watching Harloff do all this stuff now, considering he doesn't have like the Collider staff to run it. They're not wrong. I never had to worry about that stuff. I would just walk in, Cody would hit the button. I got to learn it because David's not always going to be here. Ben's not always going to be here. Ben's training on it also. Robert is not always going to be here. So I want to learn how to do it because what I want to do, we're starting our Schmoedown show this week, and myself and Bateman, I'm going to run it from the desk, and I want to see how it goes. And I would love to have like a guest. Like my dream for that first episode is myself on the desk over there, Bateman over there, Kalinowski over here, and just let these two scrap it out.
Honestly,
they were going,
you could
Kate right here.
See if this blows up the stream. If this works, prepare for the onslaught of schlongs from the masses.
All right, so there's the first one. We're still live. Look at that. And the audio is good. Well done, DM out.
you.
Good job. Okay, look, so it works. So more.
You
more
also
schlong
could
coming.
see. You could just have
What
you.
was that?
You could also see.
You could also see
Yeah,
the
later.
Bingy and the Bingy.
High on a hill was a lonely goat. Ooly, 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 ee-oo.
Bingy and the Bingy.
Bingy and the bingy, the fingy and the bang, and the bangity bang, bang, bang. Hard ho, bingity bingity bang, gong, bingity ding ding. Hang a mang, and a ding a bang, and ding a bang, and ding ding ding.
Schlong
Hey!
frame rate.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oh.
Just checking to see if my restraining bolt has been removed.
We good?
We're good.
We good.
Oh, nice. Keep testing
Oh
it,
my God,
guys.
I
Yes,
love
yes,
when
yes,
she
yes.
talks to us as herself.
Yeah, I don't know yet because I'm checking these emails as we're going through, but I think the Schmoedown Spectacular live stream is available. I think it is available. People have been asking whether the actual purchase for live stream is available. I think it's available. You go to schmoedownlive.com. We gave away so far a total of 8 tickets to the Fan Expo. That includes the actual event itself.
What's up, Shug?
All of that stuff, man. It's going to be good. It's like 8 people already got it. We're going to give away 2 more tickets today for that. And I will tell you just a little bit how to do it, but it's December 7th. So make sure you go and you check that out. December 7th, it's schmoedownlive.com. But that was a great song, Kate. I liked
Thank
it.
you.
Let's see. Let's go back to Josh97 HD. Why do I feel like you were getting ready to rip one?
Testing
not-
123,
my leg
testing 123. Is the sound still on? Or did I insert a sloppy schlong into the sound system? I've got a good feeling about this.
Testing
The
Am I on okay? Now that this works, I want to say so excited for the new show with Ben, but you need to get Guy instead. #Action Army.
Definitely. I'm going to get Guy on this show. I'm actually going to reach out to him today, see if I can get him on SEN Live. But as far as the Schmoedown show, I want to establish it first. So, Ben, I just need to figure out when he's available this week. Hopefully it's Thursday. That's my goal, is to do it on Thursday, that we can do a show, he and I, just to test it out. I got to talk to Brian Ward about getting some of the art and maybe some suggestions of what the show could be called. I don't know. I was going to maybe do another rendition of Inside Schmoedown and just kind of revamp it, but I don't know. We're
Call it Testing 123.
Yeah, Testing 123 is my favorite thing.
That, for sure.
That's like such a good bit to open any. That feels like a Zach Galifianakis bit.
Yeah.
You'd be like on his piano, like testing 123.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Josh97 HD. Hey, Kristian, I'm a huge, longtime fan. I've been watching you since 2014. I'm so glad that you chose to do your own thing. You've inspired me to start my own YouTube channel, and I've just started to do a series on Jedi Fallen Order on my game channel, and it is Josh97 HD. Give Josh a follow over there. Thank you, Josh. I also have been playing Fallen Order, and
I'm sorry, what's the second word?
Fallen Order.
You said Fallen Order.
Hey, Bastion.
Hey.
You put some filing
That's true.
Hey, blow me.
Hey, blow me. It's the way I say the
Fallen
fucking
Order.
word. I got myself a slice. I said I went falling out.
Fallen Order. She's got a real order about
Out of
her.
order. You're out of order. They're out of order. It's a fallen order.
So I was playing the game, and it's so far, what a great month it's been for Star Wars, man. Because I've been waiting for a good Star Wars story game for a bit. I know that they added that element to Battlefront 2. They put the story in there, and it's good, but that game is not meant for just a storytelling purpose. This is, if you like Uncharted, this is like the Star Wars answer to Uncharted.
You dare call us Mickey and Mallory. Harloff, we're everywhere, and the more you fear us, the better. God bless King Kate and Queen Brett. Excuse Mark's tardiness. The schlong was busy this weekend. Also, hello, Alexander, Mish, Edward, Frank.
Man, they're getting really creative with this
I'm
robot.
telling you what.
They really are.
90% of the comedy is
Yeah.
coming from the fans on this.
Yeah,
It's funny. You know why they want Guy on the show too? And it's like I saw a little bit of the Chill to Action show they had with Jen Sturger. It was a great episode, by the way. You guys should check it out. But they were talking about how they want Guy on the show because they're just going to bombard the hell out of him with the Schmoebot and just wreck his appearance.
And then suddenly we have a couch after that
And it's
episode.
3 couches. So Josh 97 HD, thank you so much, my man. I appreciate it. And Fallen Order really is a great game. I like the music. Last night I had to pull a maneuver though because there was a lot of emails I actually did have to send. I had to send you guys all this stuff for the stories and everything today. But I needed to find a way to get into this studio and play a game because when I was playing the game the other day, my wife doesn't understand that video games equals work, right? She just doesn't get that. So the other day, I walked in, my daughter who's watching the video goes, "Oh my God, a Jedi game." She's so excited. Then my wife goes, "This is what you're working on? Video games? I thought you were like working." I was like, "I am working. This is something I got to cover." Now I think you're lying to me. I was like, no. I'm telling you, it's a Star Wars video game. I'm not playing videos. This is a game that I
I'm
need
on
to
Sadie's
play.
side.
And then, and then last night I had to sneak out because I was like, I did have to send email, so it didn't lie.
Yeah.
I said, I got to go in there and send email. She calls me over. She's like, "What are you doing in there for so long?" I go, "Work. A lot of work. But I did. I played a lot more of the game, and I love this game. I want to be, to be completely honest with you guys, I am so happy to be doing the show right now. I wish all of you were out of here, and I want to be playing that game. Because I did. I smoked a little bit last night, watched a little, played the
That's
game.
also
had the
part of
sound.
work.
Part of work.
Part of work.
We're starting a weed podcast pretty soon. But it was a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed it.
Testing 420. Testing 420.
Smoke with me. Smoke with me. ZCM Zombie Custom Maps, our boy Rodney
Yeah.
Dangerfield singing No Rhyme, No Reason. Let's see. Oh, hey, motherfucking E. Whoa, motherfucking whoa. Motherfucking wee. Motherfucking whoa. Back to ZCM.
That's good.
That's good.
That's a
Do you
good one.
think any of the new Marvel movie release dates, same for DCM again, are any of the Marvel Disney Plus shows? To be honest, I'd rather see an R-rated Moon Knight and Blade. I don't think you're going to get any rated R stuff. They've already said it on Disney Plus. You're not going to see that at all, and I don't think you need to. I think you're going to wind up seeing. By the way, mother-in-law, no clue what Disney Plus was. Not a. My daughter's telling her about it the other day. She's like, last night, "Grandma, you gotta see Disney Plus. It's great. I was watching Frozen on it. We can do this. We can do that." She's like, "And what's this? You mean the Disney Channel?" It's like, "No, Disney Plus. It's this whole thing. It's great." "I don't know what that is." I'm like, Where have you been?
I
It's
know,
like
but
the marketing.
also-
I get it. She's old.
No, not even that. But in like, it is one of those things. Like, you can't like. Is it a channel? Sort of, but
Yeah,
it
right.
comes through a different sort of box. Like, I don't
Right,
know. It
right,
is
right.
obscure.
It is obscure for sure, but she didn't know, and I even said, it's like, my wife said it. She's like, "What's my mother gonna watch on Disney Plus?" It's like, there's nothing. She's gonna watch.
Mandalorian.
Bed knobs and broomsticks.
I couldn't get my wife to watch that for anything.
Are you serious?
I tried to get her to watch
Can I
Mandalorian.
also
She's
say-
like, just don't. She's
I've
like, I
got
don't
a couple
care.
things to say about this.
Okay, go
One is Brian Landers. Shout out to you. He sent me a link to Mandalorian canon so I can understand.
Oh.
That's first and foremost. Secondly, I want swag now. That's all I want. I just want to wear a bunch of things with Mandalorian on it.
Oh yeah.
So I checked the Disney store.
Oh, they got.
Do you know what popped up?
I have spoken.
No, you know what popped up?
Baby Yoda.
Just a shit ton of Boba Fett.
Oh.
I put in Mandalorian, and they sent me Boba Fett merch. I'm just saying.
With all these donations, when are you going to start paying me? Thank you for a service and oil and a schlong sounds good.
Yeah. You're basically again, the reason you see these two fools is that because these super chats. You know what the thing is that there are. I saw someone, they're already on Disney, whether it's Galaxy's Edge or other places. They are selling I have spoken shirts and smart, and that you brought up before with Kalinowski with his tweet before, right?
Testing 124, testing 124. Hashtag Action Army. I've got Fallen Order sitting in my Steam queue and am trying to decide if I want to play it now or wait until they release all of the DLC for it.
I think you play it now. You don't want to be spoiled by. I mean, Kevin Smets, who is a massive Star Wars fan, I don't think he realized that I was going to be playing. And he's like, "Hey, so just to let you know, if you don't want to, I don't have. He doesn't have the time to play it. That guy's slammed with editing and everything too. And he goes, you can watch it, the whole story thing, and it's great. It plays like a movie. I go, don't tell me shit. I'm playing it. This is the first video game I'm actually going to play all the way through. It's great. But I want to get to Kalinowski because he had tweeted this thing out. And by the way, if you haven't seen episode 1 of Mandalorian right now, there's nothing I can tell you except don't listen to this. But you've seen it everywhere at this point. The baby species, if you will, and he's and Mike's out there and he's going, this is what this guy. He quote tweeted this thing. This guy's right.
Attention. Mike Hunt's hair appointment is scheduled for 2:30 p.m. today.
Mike. Nice, well done.
His assistant Gary Busy would like to collect your nicked bald hair, Christina.
Wait. First of all, schedule.
Schedule.
She's British.
But,
Yes.
but he used Mike Hunt.
Yeah.
Mike Hunt,
Yeah.
who has not been around in quite a while.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're able to do that now, and the Schmoebot has had that come back. The oldest joke in the book is now fresh. I don't know how he was able to do that. But going back to the Kalinowski tweet, and he was like, this baby, it is not Yoda. It is not Yoda. It is a species. Why can't people get this right? And other people say, well, we don't know what to refer to it because the species hasn't been announced. That's the one thing, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
The second thing is what I told Mike in text. I go, don't die on that hill that it's not Yoda because it's Star Wars, and we know cloning is a thing. So I don't know. I'm hoping that's not the case, but don't die on the hill with it's definitely not. You can't say it's definitely not. I hope it's not, but you can't say it's definitely not.
And was there a yaddle? Somebody said,
Yeah,
why not
yeah.
Baby Yaddle?
Right, that's what Mike said that instead of saying you bunch of sexists. It was pretty funny actually when he did that. All right, let's go back to Robbie Meeson, and this is still on streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. I'm loving the new channel, especially the Mando watch-alongs. You've already provided me with a new catchphrase. I'm a Miyagi your ass. Yeah. So, well, did you see? So again, it's for. Come back in 2 minutes if you haven't seen episode 2 of The Mandalorian. Okay, you've been warned. Go. Great. All right, so there's that part where the baby is doing because he's hurt. He's like,
Yes.
come here, I'm gonna Miyagi
Yes.
your ass.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Totally.
I'm gonna fix you up and do that too. He's like, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. And he does that a couple different times throughout it. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. It's a lot of fun to do those things for sure. And that when I did it the first time, I didn't know like how much they wanted me to talk over it and everything. I was like, well, you've already watched it, so you're here for my
Yeah.
commentary on it. So that's just kind of been the thing. So
Anyway, Boba Fett. Back to the Boba Fett.
Boba Fatsies.
I'm just
Clearly,
saying,
a
at some point,
Mandalorian.
he was a Mandalorian. I'm
No, he was
just
not.
saying.
No, Kate.
Why would Disney, when I type in Mandalorian, send me to Boba Fett merch?
What is a Mondilarian?
No, he was though, right?
No, he was not.
I read
Jango Fett and not no, he's not. People thought he was, but he wasn't.
Okay, but explain to me.
Jango Fett's not a
Explain to
Mandalorian.
me why Disney would link me to.
Oh, I
Boba
thought you were
Fett
saying he was at one point and then he wasn't anymore. But then
Just it's okay.
it's on the internet that it says he is.
No. All right. Big Mo. Big Mo, I love the show. As always, 2 questions. First, I have an elite pass for January. What can I expect? And lastly, I know you're and lastly,
that's what your elite pass gets you.
Yeah, a lot of burps. And lastly, I know your schedule don't line up, but would you guys ever do a night show one day like the Schmoes Know Days? I wish I can watch live more. As far as the live night show goes, potentially, yes. Ellis wants to do a drinking show.
I would love to do a drinking show.
Yeah, but I'm not doing what we did with the what the hell was it? The after hours thing. We're not
We
doing
don't need
that.
to be sloppy.
Yeah.
No.
Just
But just like if we're all gonna hang out.
Testing
someday.
125. Testing 125. I think it's time to ask the question we've all been thinking. Why not the woman DeLorean?
why not the woman DeLorean?
Yeah, so that way it's, gender inclusive.
Oh, to make the DeLorean a woman?
Woman DeLorean.
Mandalorian.
Oh.
I was like really like
Mandalorian.
DeLorean. I thought we were talking
DeLorean.
Back to the Future. That's funny.
Well, if you want to be all inclusive, it would be the
They DeLorean.
they DeLorean.
Here's my thought on that, because I think that there's a thing, like, for example, I think we haven't seen Gina Carano's character yet, right? And I think she's going to be a very powerful, a very strong, and it's going to fit the story. That's not the story they wanted to tell. with this Mandalorian. And it's like, I think that it's very important to make sure that you are inclusive to everyone, but you want to also make sure that you're telling the story you want to tell. And you can do that with, I think that you make the entire episode, you put in character, like I think like the inclusion, by the way, of Carl Weathers, amazing, fits in perfectly. Gina Carano, let's see how her character works in. Pedro Pascal, Latino inside of this particular role. I think that it's, what does the role?
Yeah, but keep a mask on him.
Oh God.
Well, they're gonna. I think season 2 you're gonna have that for sure. But I just think that you want to make sure you tell the story you want to tell.
Thank you.
So and I think there's
I
gonna
miss
be.
when Ben's not here.
Yeah. And
Ben
what I
likes
do
my
like
best.
about what they're doing is inclusive to all of the directors that they're using. They're having brand new people that there's and I think all qualified.
I'm going to say something extremely controversial.
Go for it.
I'm going to leave now.
And you can at me all you want. I think if we are going to keep tally constantly, if you're telling a story in this world, this is the story you want to tell, you don't have to have as many women in as you do men. You don't have to have and if that's not your thing, if you're like, I don't like supporting things that don't have a lot of women in it, then don't watch it. I don't think
Listen, IWASNT trying to push an agenda here. Woman DeLorean is just a funny word.
Oh,
He wasn't trying to push an agenda.
No,
well,
I
you
know.
got Kate going on a rant.
Well, no, but I know that you weren't, but I'm just saying I do feel like I hear that now. Like,
Right.
don't say guy. I say guy all the time. I don't mean
Andrew guy.
I say Andrew Guy all the time. I say
You're a married
Action
woman.
Army.
It's a tough.
I just feel like
it's a tough world to. And then when you're brought up with yes or no, sir, you're supposed to, Nebraska, Southern kind of,
Yeah.
or Midwest was, you say yes, ma'am, you say yes, sir, but then I say it now and I go, oh shoot, I assumed.
Well, they can tell you they don't like it and then
Yeah,
don't do it
yeah.
again.
Right.
I just sort of feel like there is this thing where it's like, well, we need to have, but I think everybody gets it. Like, no one's going to, and Donald Glover has said this. No one's going to tell Donald Glover to put white people in Atlanta because that's not the story
Yeah.
he wants to tell.
Right.
And he said, I'm not hiring white writers for my show. That's not that's not the room I want. And that's fine. That's not the story he
Isn't that
wants
Jordan
to tell.
Peele?
What do you say?
Isn't that Jordan Peele?
On Atlanta?
But that said that. But Donald Glover said it also.
Oh, Donald Glover said it. I don't
okay.
think Jordan Peele would
Oh
have
yeah,
said
for
it.
sure. It was for us or no, for his movies. His movies coming out.
Yikes!
So his-
Kate confused two black people.
No, Donald Glover definitely said no. How dare you? I am shocked that Jordan Peele would have said that. Jordan Peele,
But it was the same. It was in the same.
who
in the
has
same
a
vein.
white child and a white
No.
wife.
But no. But more so what you were saying though. More so the way that you were saying it, to where it was because of the stories that he was telling for these particular.
Oh yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Just the stories. But he didn't say he wouldn't have
Testing
in the writers' room.
1,234,567,890 schlong slappers.
Oh my God.
They're coming in hot today.
They're coming in hot today.
The Schmoebot.
Hey,
Donald Glover said it about the writers' room.
Kristian,
Yes,
it's
sir.
Mom.
Hi,
I
Mom.
saw the
What'd you say?
Mandalorian.
What'd you think, Mom?
You must
Yes.
be so happy
I am.
to
Very
see
much so. I am.
Star Wars
Yes.
alive and well again.
I am, Mom.
Baby Yoda adorable.
Yes.
I think Herzog wants to kill it and stop
Oh.
the cloning of Yoda or the Emperor. Free
Wow, good stuff.
P9.
Okay.
Bring home
Milk and eggs. I will to bring home the milk and eggs. Thank you so much, Mom.
She
I
said
appreciate it.
Yoder.
Yoder. She said Yoder. Well, thank you so much, Mom, for that wonderful, wonderful donation. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's go back to some of these things before we get into the news story. And you guys are
Can
really
we just
coming
sit
in.
back
Yeah.
and let the bot keep going?
The bot's crushing
if
it
that's
today.
the show for the rest of that would be
shit.
great. Just sitting here listening to the bot.
PC. He says there was a scene in Charlie's Angels with a tuna cheese sandwich, and I thought of you guys, and I laughed. SEN Live is taking over my life. Help! I'm glad. That's kind of the point of it, right? That's what we want to do. We have tuna.
We want mind control.
What are the big moments thus far? You imitating me for sure. David in the
A
tuna.
very accurate portrayal. Is what I would say.
Suck a ball back. And then there
Blow
was
me.
Yeah. What was the other one? There's a lot of. You did something. You did something the other day. Oh yeah, we were talking about names for your privates. Gary Busey came out and did some private.
my God.
ones. I think there's some great moments. Oh, Kalinowski getting shit on by Bateman.
Yeah.
Did you see that? You're not in the Facebook group, are you? Oh.
No, I don't have Facebook.
So finally, so I asked, and I definitely stirred the pot on this one on purpose, but I asked somebody, I gave away some tickets for the Schmoedown Spectacular by someone clipping out Ben talking shit about Kalinowski. Right? And they clipped it out. They put it in the Facebook group. And, of course, Kalinowski and him going at it. Kalinowski shut it down, though, because in the clip, in the clip, Bateman was talking about how his stats don't match up and all that.
Yeah.
And Kalinowski goes, how about this stat? 3-time champion, won the title two different times. You have no championships. How about that for a stat?
How about that stat?
I just did the Chris Tucker and Ice Cube. Yeah, because he and even Ben texted me and he's like, damn, he got me with that one. He goes, that stat comment was good.
I was going to say that time when you have them on the show, you could actually just see if Ben Bateman's ego wants to be the engineer for the show.
We should ask it for sure.
Just have it.
I can't wait for that episode. It's going to have Kalinowski and Bateman together because.
Do we get Kalinowski this Friday? Maybe.
I have to see. The guy's working all the time, but I scheduled him in for Friday. You know what, guys? This is what we'll do.
Yes.
Tweet at Mike Kalinowski right now and tell him to get his butt on the show on Friday. He's got to be on Friday, and just bombard him with it. So he's just like, what the hell is it? Yeah, because he's one of those guys who responds to bombarding of tweets. So bombard him. Tell him to get on SEN Live on Friday.
And hashtag it Baby Yoda.
Yeah. I'll definitely do it. Do it. 100%. 100%. Okay, Nick Piccolo.
This is dangerous.
Yeah, it definitely is. Hey, Kristian, I really enjoyed the Mandalorian stream last night. It was a lot of fun. What do you think of the Astros cheating fiasco? It is so obvious they cheated, and I would love to hear your thoughts. I'm going to try to keep myself out of it because you know my bias against the Astros. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't like that team. I'm sorry, Brad Gilmore. I just don't like them, and they remind me of the Red Sox back in the day. And if it turned out they were cheating,
I am amazed by the set of lungs on Kate during her imitation of Rage Harlow. Then the next show, I realized it's because of her echo chamber drawing excess air in.
Yes.
I mean, these guys are killing it with the Schmoebot today.
Yeah.
It really is. The Schmoebot is on. Schmoebot is like,
Oh my
who
God.
needs Ellis?
I know, truly.
Unbelievable.
What if it is Ellis?
What if it is?
Yeah.
He's just from his car. He's just
jazzing
typing
out
this
some new
one.
stuff.
Guys, it just dropped $4,000 on the Schmoebot. Big Mo.
He would say like this. I just dropped $4,000.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to whisper. Yeah. Big Mo, who said I love the show. 2 questions. First, I have an Elite Pass for January. I didn't get a chance to answer this, by the way. So the Elite Pass is great. So Jonathan, our events coordinator, came up with this. And so what it is that the Elite Pass, I think there's about 10 of them. And it's really cool. We've done it twice so far. You go there, you not only do you get the meet and greet and the T-shirt and all that you get, it's included in the package, but you go to the show as we're setting up. And you can see the setup of the shows. You come with me and Mark, and we give you like a tour of everything. You can see the production guys, what they're doing, the overall setup, a couple of the promos and the videos, and then I take you into the back, and like we took the guys in New York.
Oh God. I take you into the back.
Yeah.
I take you in the back.
No, I took him in the back in Orlando, and they met with Merle and Roca. They got to ask them questions. They took pictures with them. Then we went to the next room. They were talking to Kalinowski and Chance. Then they met with Emma and Jen, and they got to see the inner workings of it. They asked questions. They took pictures with the belts. They did this whole thing, and it was just like an overall just experience of asking questions about the Schmoedown. It's really the VIP experience where you get the afterwards the Q&A you're with the rest of the fans. This is like an intimate, just kind of you're with us, you're having the conversations, and it's been really good so far.
Yeah,
so
you really do give him a good tour, and then he'll say like, "Don't talk to the help if I'm standing there."
Right.
Yeah,
stuff like that. It's
or don't
step around the statue.
Yeah, don't throw bread at the animal is what I say. Don't throw bread at the animal. Okay, so the other one was we did the night show one. So Scott,
Read them in order.
Loving.
Gotta read them in order.
I love what you guys have been doing with SEN. So awesome. And to see your journey throughout the years, I hope you finish Fallen Order SAP. I want to hear your thoughts on the story. I feel it's incredible. Star Wars is back for me. So far, I'm digging it. Really, it's without spoiling anything, it's about this Jedi who's on the run after Episode 3, and he gets found out. Now he's got to figure out the adventure. So that's where we're at right now. Exiled Garlic, any chance we get a draft every year in the Schmoedown? Well, let's see how this one goes first, because we're putting together all the actual rules itself. We don't know yet if we're going to do another draft next the season 8, or if we're going to just say, okay, these teams have been established now. We don't need a draft. We have new teams. We have new managers. So we're trying to figure that out. So right now we don't know if it's going to happen every year. Call to action. They sent in a super chat. Anthony Nugent sent in the Schmoebot. Jimmer McClunky sent in the Schmoebot before. Jeremiah Morris sent in the Schmoebot before. Yeah, Nightwolf, Anthony Nugent again, Call to Action. Those are all the people so far. ZCM Zombie Custom Map sent in the Schmoebot. And Carson Wentz, live stream yourself playing Fallen Order. Well, we're actually talking about that. David, I didn't know. I thought it was only available on Twitch, but now you can do it on YouTube. So David's going to set me up, and we're going to try to do a watch-along of me playing Fallen Order for sure. Haskell 420 did my mother playing doing this as the Schmoebot. Paul Denuzio, the robot himself, did 2 of them. So and Suge Knight, who says, when Kate shouts you out, it makes your day. My mom watched The Mandalorian, and she's a fan now. She's going to buy all the Baby Yoda stuff. Thanks for the watch along yesterday. Keep it going. So let's see if there's any more. We do, yeah.
Has there ever been a creature cuter? And I don't just mean Star Wars. I mean, I cannot think of a single creature that is cuter. It makes me feel violent when I watch Baby Yoda.
Gremlin, maybe.
You're not on. You're not on.
Oh
yeah.
Was he on? No, you're not. No.
He said if they don't have a Baby Yoda by Christmas time, Disney will literally lose $1 billion.
I'm seeing people getting beat up for that. I'm seeing that as a Tickle Me Elmo kind of.
It's the cutest thing I've ever seen in a movie or television. I cannot think of anything.
Oh no,
cuter.
that's what's watching it with my wife and my daughter.
Ellis is too busy sleeping or making people laugh to be me. How often can I interrupt today? Your time is limited. Please don't turn me off.
Well, we're gonna turn you off in about 15 minutes. We're gonna get into.
I don't know. Do we?
I don't know, like 10. Nick Casper, keep anything going as long as I can watch Eastern Standard Time. KB. Random. I didn't like Venom all that much. I wish it was made to be more serious like Joker. But imagine if the movie Life with Jake G and Ryan Reynolds the movie Life with Jake G and Ryan Reynolds was made as a Venom prequel. That would have been pretty cool. I think some people were wondering if that was actually going to be the case. I didn't like Venom either, but it was definitely a throwback to the 90s superhero kind of genre, the way that they used to do things like old school Dolph Lundgren Punisher and all that. But it's I didn't love it, but it made a shit ton of money. So
I feel like Ben always has big feelings about Venom.
He didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
We can't hear him though. So
okay.
Man. Yeah. Anyway, so I agree with you. But they're going to make a lot of money on that damn movie on the sequel, and the fact that Andy Serkis is directing it kind of sets me up to. I'm pretty excited for that. Okay, Bragar also says, thank you for watching with us. That was fun. Enjoy your day. Jeremiah Morris, he's enjoying the watch-alongs. If you want to stream on Twitch and YouTube, Andrew Guy does it. You might want to ask him. Okay, David Wilson. Hey, what do you think about the possibility of Obi-Wan being the one who comes to Mandalorian's rescue in those Clone Wars flashbacks? Would be an awesome surprise and a good way to tease him returning. I think that would be a lot of fun, actually. I think if they do that, it's a good way to set it up. Someone had suggested that last night in the chat also. But, yeah, it would be a good way to throw in Ewan McGregor and then get people kind of excited for the series.
I hope that, I feel like Game of Thrones, like the fan conspiracy theories were so much better than what ended up happening in that last season. I hope that that's not going to be the case with this because people are coming up with some pretty cool
crazy
stuff.
Ones, I know. Jason Murillo. Keep the yucks coming. What's a movie you haven't seen in a while that you're looking forward to watching on Disney Plus? Mine was Swiss Family Robinson.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that one.
I know. I got to look at some of them. I'm not sure which.
I posted and I legit want to see the cat from outer space.
What is that?
Like it's an old Disney movie. Okay. I can't remember if I liked it or not. It just stuck in my head for some reason. And what was the other one? Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
I don't know what that
you ever
is.
heard of that one?
No.
I got to explore. I got to do a lot of exploration
I have
on it
to
for sure.
Escape from which mountain?
The Rescuers, probably. You know why? Because Chris Skaliski puts a Rescuers question in the Schmoedown.
Good day. Now that you've had a week using Disney Plus, what are some of the features of the app, website you like, and what do you think can be improved or added?
Well, I haven't explored. It's a great question, by the way. I haven't explored too much on the Disney Plus app, except the Mandalorian stuff, watching stuff for my kids, the Winnie the Pooh, and at least the Mickey Mouse Club and the Mandalorian and Frozen are the ones that have been playing the most. So accessibility has been pretty good so far. I haven't had to. I mean, I think that what you were saying the other day, I think it's not necessarily maybe an app thing, but a way that they're marketing. Let us know when things drop.
Yeah.
Like, so is the Mandalorian come out every Friday at 6 in the morning? Fine, but just when does it come out? When did Jeff Goldblum, the new episode is just on there? When did it drop? Like, I want to know when these things drop. That's my biggest thing.
It needs to be like a continue watching too, because I'm watching Rebels, and you have to.
Can't really hear you.
Remember like what episode I'm on Like, oh, I just watched
There you go.
6, so I have
There
to
you go.
scroll all the way over to 7. There's no like next episode or continue watching Rebels.
Right. Okay.
Oh, really?
I
think
have
they
started
just
watching
did on
Clone
that.
Wars with my daughter though, which is big, and the movie is on the streaming app. People were right for sure.
Anthony Crotty, friend
Yes.
of the show
Yes.
and of mine,
Yes.
sent me an article today from BBC.
Said.
That, let me give you the headline. 1,000 of Disney customer details hacked. It says
Oh,
hours
yeah.
after its new streaming service was launched, customer details were sold in the dark web for under £10.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wow.
Good
So
stuff.
that would be a suggestion I would have for the app.
Yeah,
was
fix it.
don't sell my shit.
That's true.
So
Gamma,
Anthony suggests we all change our passwords.
that's fine. Gamma Comics Collectibles. So do you think Baby Yoda is a clone of Yoda? I'm going 60-40 yes, and I hope that I'm wrong. Jason Green, my two favorite actors are Harrison Ford and Sylvester Stallone. Seeing them together in Expendables was a dream come true. Who are two actors that you would love to see share the screen that haven't before? That's one that's when you.
Brett's
gotta
gonna
really,
freeze. Brett's gonna panic. Brett is panicking. Brett's
Pastrami
panicking.
on rye.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I gotta look into it. It's just one of those things that right now I'm blanking, and then when you say, "Oh, those two have never been on before," so I'm not sure about.
Can they be
that.
dead?
I guess so.
James Dean.
Well,
James Dean?
and Robin Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I would. Yeah.
Yeah, who? I mean, I'm not sure because I wound up saying something like, "Oh, these two," and then, well, they have been in a movie
Yeah.
together. So
Yeah.
that's a tougher question because I really have to kind of look into it. But I'm sure there's a combination. Back in the day, the one that you'd always wanted to see on screen together was Pacino and De Niro. Now they've been on screen 3 times? You've got Heat, Righteous Kill, and Together, not including Godfather 2, and now the Irishman. So.
Yeah, that's right. You don't include Godfather.
Robert Pattinson and Ryan
So
Gosling.
Schmoebot's back.
Ryan Pattinson.
Is it still bad?
It's just pixelating the voice. I
Robert
don't know.
Pattinson and Ryan Gosling, like after everything Robert Pattinson done, like do another Nice Guys sequel, even though that made no money. I love the Nice Guys, so that'd be a good one. Little buddy cop
that's
movie.
a good one. Okay. Jason Green. Also
thinking about
love the
that.
show
Me too.
and love the watch along from The Mandalorian. Please keep it going. I will. People are really digging it, so I'm going to do it for sure. Brian Landers, thanks for the shout out. Kate, scientist in Chapter 1, had the patch on his shoulder that was logo of the cloners on Camino. Yeah, I know. That's kind of where the big thing comes from. So that's why I'm going more 60-40. There's something that, and this is the other thing I said last night. Even if he's not necessarily a clone, they want to get him so maybe they can clone him. So that's maybe something that is why they want to get it, because the species is limited. There's not a lot of the species, and they want to grab it because they are all force sensitive. So yeah, that's probably definitely possible. So Skajar, 1999, favorite Bart Simpson prank call. I like a huge jazz. I don't have enough. I'm not sure.
I was just talking about
Were
those
you?
with my kids, but not in that sense. In the sense of like we were talking about caller ID and how
Yeah,
we used to be
yeah.
able to prank people.
Yeah.
And my wife said they used to call the bowling alley and ask them how big their balls were.
Let's. Oh, by the way, I'm making this announcement as I saw someone request an Arnold, and I'll do it in a second. Josh Robert Thompson, who, if you've seen him in he's the one who played George Lucas in all those Collider deepfakes. He's coming on the show on Thursday. He's going to be on Thursday. If you've never heard his Morgan Freeman, holy crap! I wish you were going to be here.
I
'cause
know, I
he
wish I
is
was gonna be here, too.
So talented. I didn't realize he's been a fan of the Schmoes for a long time. So to have him on and
That's
to
great.
sit down, he's going to do a lot of different things. He'll be here all on Thursday. So check him out. Josh Robert Thompson will be on with myself and Winston. So maybe we'll get
Yep.
him
We
to do
also
some.
gotta get Nathan on too. I know.
We'll get
he
Nathan
was-
on
I
for
know.
sure, absolutely.
Let's
Okay,
do that.
Weekle 23, loving the show so far, guys. Well, thank you so much. Let's do a couple more here. I'm going to shut the Schmoebot off, and we're going to do some news stories because there's a ton of them. We want to get to some stuff. Let's go to Two Finger Toots. Have Arnold read this out loud. She said it. Oh, this is the same one. She said it out in Mike Hunt, but I told her Mike Ock's too big. I have too many problems with Mike Ock. He doesn't fit anywhere. I told my friend Mike Ock's long, and he told me I need to shave off part of my schlong. And that's part of what he did also. And Jackson Barber, Nick Cage playing Nick Cage in a movie about Nick Cage is the ultimate Nick Cage movie. Agreed. Totally agree. Kristen Smith, big fan of Kristen Smith here. What kids shows drive you nuts? My kids discovered Paw Patrol, and now I want to throw away our television every time I hear Paw Patrol in a roll. I actually found a love for Paw Patrol because my daughter, it was one of the first shows she really fell in love with, so I fell in love with it also. But I get it. Caillou sucks.
Nope.
Oh,
I have to tell you why.
I know why you like Caillou.
Because it's my son.
Because it's your son.
I'm just a boy of 4. Each day I grow some more. And he's bald.
And he's bald. So
Yeah.
it's like we don't know.
Apparently, no, he doesn't have alopecia.
No.
They've talked about it, but I love it because I'm always like, see, Neil, other people are bald.
Right. That's a good way to
His
do it.
voice is so annoying.
Well, also he's whiny. He is whiny.
He's very whiny.
I do think that is generally.
He's a little brat.
Yeah.
That kid. And the old lady is the only sweet one on it. The father's an imbecile. Peppa Pig.
Oh,
Peppa Pig.
She drives me crazy.
Okay, listen, we're going to turn the Schmoebot
Daddy
off.
Pig.
Schmoebot's going to sleep, everybody. So now we got a lot to cover here in the world of news. Don't worry, and by the way, we're getting to everyone's, if you sent in Super Chat questions and you've sent in to streamlabs.com, keep them coming.
Just want to say thank you all because I got a seat cushion today.
Well, that was from Ben. That was from Ben Goddard. He just bought them on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I told him to invoice for him, but he said no.
He said on the house.
No, Ben, you're gonna get invoiced for this.
Yeah, you got these are nice. It
I
feels
just
good.
thanked the people, so.
Yeah, all right. So
Good.
I want to thank the people. Okay.
For keeping things in order.
All right. So, like I said, keep those streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. Super Chat is still available. Obviously, the questions on Streamlabs you can do, but the Schmoebot is not working at the moment. We'll be back a little later, so gotta be quiet.
Don't say on this show that it's not working. She's sleeping right now.
She's sleeping.
She is working.
She's
today.
working.
Yeah.
She is working. Okay, but we have a lot of news. Let's start with the big one there, Ben. What's going down?
We've got a new SpongeBob trailer.
That's not the
Just
big one.
kidding.
Get out of here. Well done.
So obviously, it's 2 years since Justice League came out. It disappointed at the box office. Zack Snyder excused himself after the tragic death of his daughter, and Joss Whedon picked up the reins. And people didn't really like it, didn't do well, and now everyone is tweeting, "Release the Snyder Cut." A few months ago, Aquaman came out and said he saw it and it was awesome. We have Wonder Woman, Batman, and Cyborg all supporting Release the Snyder Cut. So what do you guys think? Do you want to see it? Is it that different, and will it make money?
Great questions all the way around the board. And also David Lindelof also, you said, came out today to do it. This is the thing that Zack Snyder had been interviewed a couple different times at like cons, and he said, yeah, it exists. And people were saying, no, it doesn't exist. They don't know if it exists. It's just hype. It certainly exists. Jason Momoa has seen it.
I've seen it, yeah.
And these celebrities and these people who worked with him were not going to start tweeting about it if it didn't exist. It exists. And I think, and then Warner Brothers also made a stance saying that there's no plans to show it. I think that is stubborn. I think that is dumb. I think the fans are talking about, we want to see it. I think you should release it. You'll make extra money on it. People will say, because what they're worried about is, well, then they're going to start to compare what we did here to what we did there. Then what if that movie makes a loss and then we lose money twice? Show it. At this point, it's like, and maybe, and I can't remember who said it, Ben might have said it also before, is that they could be waiting for their streaming service that they're coming out with, the HBO Max, the Cinemax thing, and maybe that's where they release it, and maybe that's a way that they draw customers. Could be a good play. Either way, don't start flexing and go, nah, we're not showing it. You clearly see all these people want to do it. Now you're just saying, you're just like, oh, we're not going to give in to people doing this. I think that's stubborn, and I think that the fans want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see what his vision was, because I believe that the Batman v Superman, the overall Snyder Cut is way better than what they released, albeit a little long. But it's still a much better version, so I'm very curious.
How
to see
could they
what
not make money? I mean, it's not like they're going to have to reshoot anything. I mean, you're just releasing
the
something,
marketing of
you
it,
know.
and you're putting it out in theaters. You got to make a deal with it. Now, if you're just releasing it out on a streaming service, and it's your streaming service, probably a better way to do it. But they don't have everything kind of locked in. But fans want to see it. Obviously, the people who were involved want to see it. They want to see what the director who was hired initially, what his vision was, because he doesn't want his name associated with what was out there, because that wasn't his vision. So I think you release this thing, you let people see it.
What do you think his relationship is to this? It's not him saying, release my cut.
I
It's
think
all
he
of
is,
these
too.
other, you think he is?
He is. He's been
You think
retweeting stuff.
He was
Yes.
quote tweeting everyone and saying,
Okay.
now
Yeah,
Wonder
so that
Woman
is
wants
okay.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
so he definitely
He's
wants
not
it.
making any friends over there
Okay.
right now. I don't think he cares, though. I think at this point he wants to be like,
So how did his daughter pass?
She committed suicide.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was awful. It was just awful.
How old was she?
She was in her. I think I'm lying. I think, but I think she was in her 20s. I think.
Yeah, she was real young.
She was young.
Yeah, she was in like young, or like 20s is young to me.
Of course it is. Yeah. But I
yeah.
didn't know. But anyway, it was awful. I mean, just awful that what he went through. But I'd like to see especially if this is something that he's campaigning for, and this is something that he has his version, and it's already cut. I think let people see it. I think let people see it. I think at this point it's people, and I think the other thing is if you release it, if you sell it, maybe you don't even release it in the theaters, and you sell. What was that? Oh, it's got to be him. So
it's Zack Snyder.
I think
He's
he is.
here.
It's Saxon.
It's the man who doesn't need a mic at all, ladies and gentlemen.
He's
Here he
coming
comes
with the glasses.
And
Oh, there he is. There he is.
It's the Terminator.
There he is.
It's the Terminator.
the gym.
It's like I couldn't be
What's he
here.
get? Does he get a water? Does he get? Oh, he gets a LaCroix.
LaCroix. Okay.
I
He
thought he was
didn't
going
come
to
in
go.
with the big gulp today.
I thought he was going to go in Amstel. I got a regular bottle of water. Look down. Look down.
Here.
No,
Look
no,
here.
no,
Look
no,
in my hand.
no.
Look in my hand.
Atta girl.
It's partially
boo-boo.
open.
Oh yeah.
It's warm. Sorry, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, his I believe it releases this week. The special, the dog stepfather, not Godfather as
Yes,
called
I said
before.
And not the dog father. That was a Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Mark
Godfather and Dogfather taken. Hello, everybody. Good
Nice
to see
have
you guys.
How was the comedy?
Well, I don't want to just come in and just
Yeah, that's what people want.
Yeah,
ruin the
people want
conversation.
that.
What were you
You're
guys talking
Well,
about when
well,
we're
I
talking
knocked
about
on the
you.
door? What were y'all talking about?
the
You.
Snyder
It's the
Cut.
Ellis cut.
The
Ellis
Ellis
Cut,
cut.
yeah.
Hashtag the Ellis cut. No, we're
Yeah.
actually talking about the Snyder Cut. It was. So you,
Oh,
do you hear?
boy.
But did you hear everything that was going on with this thing?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the
Affleck.
performers in Justice League
Yeah.
tweeted release the Snyder Cut, so it seems like a marketing thing.
Well, but here's that's my take. But Warner Brothers has come out and said that they have no plans on doing it. So my thing is why put that stance up? Release it, sell it on a Blu-ray, make a lot of money on Blu-ray, get the vision out, and maybe it's one of those things where like, well, we put our version out and we're proud of our version, but it's like the fans want to see this version. The director who made the movie wants to release his vision, and the performers who are in it want to see the movie that they thought they were going to be in. So why not release it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Zack Snyder's probably working very hard on a Snyder Cut because, like, you can't just be like, oh, yeah, I have this thing ready to go.
Yeah.
But you got to get the okay. You got to make sure that this thing is actually going to be released before you work on it. Like,
Right.
he's not George Lucas where he's just in his basement tinkering with stuff.
It's done though already from what they said. This Snyder Cut.
Then,
They said people have seen it
Then
already.
it's going to get out somehow,
You hope
some
so.
way, because it's going to make a crap ton of money.
Well, maybe it's legally. It can't get out there. Maybe where I think he wants to have it done legally.
Yeah.
like he could slip it to somebody, Paris Hilton style. And
There's
say,
no way that Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck and all these people release a Snyder Cut unless it's going
about
to
to happen. That's what you would.
There's no way.
Yeah, unless they just really think that
Be
at
a
this
huge
point.
FU to fans if you had those people because it's just like are they tweeting that stuff? Like they've never tweeted that stuff before.
Not
like,
that.
They
not
just
that.
you know.
He's even been kind of coy about it for a
Yeah.
while, but it was Jason Momoa is a pretty outspoken guy in general. He's pretty much like he's that guy you're not going to put in Star Wars because he's not going to care about spoiling everything. He's just that guy. And what are you going to say to him? Please don't do that. No. All right,
Yeah,
fine.
right.
And so he saw it and he said, "It's great. Get it out there." Ray Fisher, same thing. Get it out there. So it's like at this point when you have all that, and I wouldn't be surprised if Snyder's like, hey, would you help me out because I want to get this thing out there if you believe in it.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, we believe in it. Here you go.
Just wonder if it helps them at this point because Wonder Woman 1984 comes out this summer and they have all the success with Joker and Matt Reeves is cooking his new Batman vision.
Right.
So it's like
They want to stay away from it.
well, I think that it might continue the conversation into and lead into Wonder Woman 1984 just because it keeps those characters kind of alive and in the news cycle.
Right.
So because otherwise you have Birds of Prey coming out and then you're basically waiting for Wonder Woman to make her appearance this summer. And then hopefully that reinvigorates this Justice League vibe that we have.
No, you make a good point. It's that if they have those movies are kind of in the past at this point, and they're working on these new films. It's like, yeah, we did all those. We're not interested in doing more visions of those. But I think at this point, it's bigger than that. I think that the fans, there've been many fans who've been calling for this thing for a long time that have wanted to see it, that have believed in it, that have stood by it, and now not only has the director said let's do it, the stars are saying let's do it. I think you do it. You put out and you make a little scratch.
Will Henry Cavill have a mustache in it?
Probably not. Probably not.
How's the mustache effect's going to look?
I know.
Because that's the big. Did y'all see the Justice League?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
No, 100% no, I did
It
not.
didn't bother me, but like he
I
had a
noticed it.
mustache.
It looked awful.
Yeah.
I noticed it, but I wasn't like, I'm walking out. This guy's upper lip looks weird. I'm taking my business elsewhere. I'm like, no, they had a situation. They had to deal with it. It's not ruining the movie for me, but it was,
Yeah, I mean,
Did it ruin the movie for some
Yeah,
people?
according to Kristian, his upper lip looked like mine when I get mad.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was just
true.
It's
I knew
like
it. I
weird
noticed
and
it, and
it's
I can
like-
notice it
it's-
right
it's
away.
moving.
I
Basically,
know-
I'm
I know
saying
right
I'm
away.
Superman.
Yeah, it's the truth.
That's who I am.
All right, let's go back to this trip over the weekend. How
Yeah,
was it?
how was
fun?
DC?
Oh God, it was so good.
Yeah.
It's great. We could have stayed there another week. We had a great time. I brought Ken opened. Ken featured
Love it.
for me. Did about 20, 25 minutes on stage. And Christian Ruvalcaba came and filmed the shows. We filmed a lot around DC. He engineered everything. So it was really the three amigos traveling, and it was a
That's so
lot
fun.
of fun because we had such a good time. We did not want to leave DC.
Yeah.
And so we actually we were really tired. So like late Saturday night after the shows were sold out. Fans were amazing. Afterwards, we get back to the hotel, and I, of course, have some Coors Lights in my room. And so we're all sitting around having some beverages, and then the fire alarm goes off
Uh-oh, what
in the
did Ken
hotel on our floor.
Uh-oh.
Because we walk out, and we see the fire alarm have been pulled, and it's like right next to my room, and I'm like, oh, we're going to get blamed for this. This is bad. And so we go down, and it's funny because we were like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because we were like peak drinking, right?
Yeah.
And this is like 3 a.m. Everybody else is like half asleep, and we're just like, hey, how you doing? This is crazy, right? And so nothing bad had happened. It was just some idiot high schooler. And then we went back up to the room, and at that point I take out my phone. I'm like, well, we got to fly in like 3 hours. And we knew we were about to hit a wall. So I made the decision to switch our flights
So what time?
to 5
Oh, okay.
p.m. So
How much did that run you
So
back?
we slept. It actually, because I'm a platinum member of American Airlines.
Wow, look at that flex.
And the same day flights, which was pretty easy,
Yeah.
called the hotel, and I was like, "Is there any way we can get a late checkout?" They granted it, so it was just.
that's nice.
And Ruvalcaba had the most clutch play because we see him looking on his phone, and we're like, he's like, "I'm ordering us burgers." He ordered burgers like 3:30. We found a place that was
Smart.
open. Ordered us burgers
Smart.
at 3:30 in the morning.
Good
Woo!
burgers? Or
It didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Didn't
Yeah,
Didn't
that's
matter.
right.
You know what, Christian? They were clutch burgers.
They did it. They did what they needed to do.
They were Robert Ory burgers. They
Understood.
hit the big shot when you needed it the most.
Understood.
But the shows were so much fun because I had like 10 high school friends came to
Oh, that's fun.
the shows.
Friends that are currently in high school.
Friends that are currently in high school. That's
super
my
weird.
demographic.
Super
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, super weird. Mark.
That's what all my material is now.
Some of my
social
best friends
studies.
are in high school.
You guys must really be loving Disney Plus.
Did some Disney Plus
Did you?
material.
Well,
I got
done.
Coors in my room.
Thank you. Good night. I will buy you beer after the
Why
show.
are there police outside the studio? Right?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
That's the truth. Okay, listen. Let's get
Wait,
into
weren't
some
you
more.
stuck in
Oh,
the
all right.
airport or something? No, I'm sorry. Was there something?
I wasn't stuck in the airport.
Brett's the new
Ken
Schmoebot,
was.
by the way.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the Schmoebot sounds a little different.
I haven't seen him in a week.
I know. Everybody wants to talk to Ellis.
You'll see him tomorrow.
I was not. You'll see him tomorrow. He's here right now.
know.
Yeah.
Wait till tomorrow to talk to him. I'm just getting my bearings in the studio again. I'm just. Oh, this is how it's going to be tomorrow.
Do you like the new look back there? It's better than the wrinkled curtain. Yeah, you like
Look
it,
at
right?
that. That's great.
Yeah, I got in trouple for putting the curtains back. Don't do that. The fans want it different.
Fans want it
You
different.
can tell Christian hung them though.
You could definitely
Mark.
tell it. Yeah, absolutely.
Mark, here's
with,
the thing.
with tax.
Mark, you're a great actor.
Thank
Just
you.
pretend like you give a shit about this. Just pretend.
This is.
Just pretend.
I
Just
think
act.
it's amazing that
Thank
Christian
you.
came in here
Thank you.
probably while high
Yes.
and decided to put some thumbtacks in,
Yes.
taking a
Yes.
break from the new Star Wars video game.
Yes, which is true.
Do you know what it's
been
called?
balling out on that?
Fallenata.
Yeah,
It's
Fallen
really,
out.
really good.
yeah,
Well-
it's canon.
It is, and it's fantastic. It takes place right after. It's like a
It's
couple years
Talk About
after
Canon.
Revenge of the Sith. And,
I still don't know what canon means. Honestly.
Oh my God, that's a sound clip. That is such a for anybody. You can use that for so long, guys. Somebody make that a GIF or whatever the fuck it is. Make it and send that for if someone's like, Pablo, is that canon? And just Brett going, I still don't know what canon means. All right, let's get to some news because we do have to cover this before your buddy the
The only
Schmoebot comes back
canon
on.
I care about in video
Wouldn't
games
shoot
is
in
the
your
one
pants?
that's shooting
Oh.
bullet bills in Super Mario Brothers.
Oh.
a little,
One.
little good pause there for some reason.
I
Hey,
was.
just ask me something about the studio. I'm gonna be Mark. Just ask me.
So what do you think about the television over here? It's a nice television, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's a TV.
pretty good. Oh, okay.
I mean,
What about the cameras? How about
I'm
David
guessing-
Michael Frank?
I'm
You like
guessing-
David Michael Frank?
How much are we
Oh,
paying
hey.
for that?
yeah, how much you paying for
That's my
that?
big question.
How much
How
are you
about,
paying for that?
like the only thing I've ever heard him have like an actual opinion on is the Schmoebot.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
hates her. And also when you were like Streamlabs or did he like and he's like, no, do the one that gives us more money.
Well, yeah.
Those are the two opinions.
Christian's such a benevolent dictator. He's like,
Yes.
look, we lose 50% of the super
he's a
chat,
man
but
of the
if that's how
people.
you want to do it. I'm like,
I told him
He's a man of the people.
I understand when people on Super Chat, they don't want to go. Sometimes people don't want to go to another site. They want to stay
I
where
was
they
like,
are.
nope, you tell them.
All right.
I don't give a shit about posters, but you tell them.
You use the Schmoebot.
Hey,
All right.
if more people use Streamlabs, they'd be frames. It's just
You wouldn't. Actually, no, because
Christian coming
I
in
have a
fresh
lot of
off an
frames.
edible. Like, Sadie, I put a thumbtack through my thumb. Do I go to the emergency room? What happens? Call Brett.
I'm working.
There's a
It's true.
squirrel that ran through and I got distracted. And
He didn't even know we talked about squirrels
We're
today.
talking about squirrels today. He
Yeah,
knows
it's
you
true.
so
no, that's
well.
the old place.
That's
no,
Christian.
This
No, he
place.
was talking
There's a
about
new
Satan.
squirrel today, but he's
Oh,
he's
That's
nice.
you know what that
He's
is.
nice.
That's
He's nice.
Christian.
He's
That's
nice.
Christian canon. Is
Yes.
what that is.
Okay, okay.
True.
Mark's like a genius of the Christian canon.
Christian can't.
Yeah. You guys want to talk about some news?
Yeah.
Nah. We want to keep sabotaging your show.
Go watch the other show if you want news. Do you want?
in the cot? All right.
What was that?
That was my Boston, terrible
Yeah.
Boston.
I like that. I like that. Okay, good. All right. So Ben, what
So
else?
we've been wondering what planet they've been on Mandalorian.
Oh, yes.
Mandalorian.
Yes.
And it's not Jakku, it's not Tatooine, it is Arvala 7.
Okay.
And like you said, the Jawas are a little bit different because they have red eyes and not yellow eyes. So is this a good thing? This is in the Outer Rim. Brett, this is canon.
Okay.
So, just letting you know. So what do you guys think?
I like that they. Well, I wish they would have actually told you inside. Have you watched the show yet?
I have.
You have, and
Thanks,
thoughts?
thanks for texting
It's-
back when I
it's-
offered you my password.
Part 2 episodes.
I didn't want Disney to get wind of the fact that you and I were exchanging passwords. All right? We can't let the
Too
mouse
late.
know
Oh, too
that
late.
Kate and I are exchanging that kind of personal information. I did get a chance to watch both episodes thanks to Ken and Kristian because that's how we partied on Friday night. We came back to the hotel. We went out, scouted the club, and got some pizza, had a lot of drinks, did a Q&A, and then we're like, well, how do we continue the party? I know, The Mandalorian. It really shows you how far stand-up partying has fallen off since the 80s. Back in the 80s, it was like Pryor and Robin Williams doing Blow with Sam Kinison all night, and now it's just three nerds.
Mandalorian.
Oh God, is that Yoda? I gotta go on Twitter.
So wait, so you hadn't seen it yet? Now
I'm caught up.
Had Kristian seen it yet?
He,
At that one, first
I think
episode?
it's seen the first episode.
All right, so you didn't. So you're watching it with fresh eyes.
I'm watching it pretty fresh.
And
Yeah,
you've seen both now. You've seen
I've
one and two.
seen both.
And
Really enjoyed it.
Okay, good.
Like the vibe.
Yeah. Feels like
the,
old school
I
trilogy.
like the pace
Yeah.
Is it okay if I talk to you during it?
during
Watching
watching
it?
The
No, he
Mandalorian?
hates that more than I do.
No, I don't like.
He does
Yeah.
not. He's.
I mean,
Let me tell you a
especially
story
with
real quick.
Mandalorian, it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
That's all.
This
It-
is. I'm with you.
I have a
wait.
lot of input.
These two were atrocious the other day watching it. But
Well, he's doing like sing-alongs with the Mandalorian now. So
Oh yeah.
that's right. I am the Mando. Yes, I am the
That's
Mando.
true. It's
Come
true.
see Kristian Harloff on ice commentating to the Mandalorian.
Baby Yoda is it? We don't know.
Baby Yoda face going across. bouncing on the board.
It's like sings to the actual dialogue. But no, 10 years ago when we or no, it was more like 8 years ago when we watched. There was that Sofia Coppola movie. Remember that?
Somewhere?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we had the
Love
screener.
that movie.
I can't stand that movie. And we brought it over. My wife and I were watching it with Mark. It's the last time Mark has ever watched a movie with myself and my wife because we were. The second it starts, like, oh, we get it. It's driving around in a circle. Come on. It's 3 seconds into the movie.
Trying to get into the vibe of the movie.
That was awful. That movie
I
sucks.
mean, it does open with like 20 minutes of just a car doing laps.
Yeah.
And I was mesmerized. I'm from the South. I'm like, this is like NASCAR.
Chapter
Right.
2, it's a lot of action. You can sort of editorialize while there's action. I can keep my eyes and talk.
I think like if Kristian and I are watching The Mandalorian and like one of us has a comment, I think it's fine because you have to have an established watching relationship with the person to know, oh, is this going to keep going?
Yeah.
Is this are they going to shut up at some point?
Yeah.
And I think that you and I need to work on that. We need to watch some practice episodes of
Okay,
things that,
okay.
that aren't of such consequence
Okay.
as The Mandalorian. So maybe we can run through like Chippendale's Rescue Rangers
Okay,
Yeah.
and we can
okay.
see how the
See how it
commentary
works.
goes. Do some gargoyles.
But
This was
yes.
the third time Kristian had seen it, and I think the
last
second,
night?
the
No,
when we were
oh,
talking,
when we were chatting.
RB3, it was the second time he had seen it. I saw it once. She was just asking me questions.
About his life
Yeah.
in general.
Not even about the Mandalorian. How is that annoying?
Right.
I just need you to read the room. So
How are the kids doing?
like, you
I
can
know
can
my
ask
audience.
a question. Like
Yes.
if the Mandalorian starts and there's like a guy in Mandalorian armor walking, you're like, who's that? And I'm just gonna be like,
Well, I
that's a
did ask
Mandalorian.
questions.
Right.
I kept saying, I was like, is he?
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But in the middle of like there's something happening, and she's just like,
That's
So,
very-
what do you think about this? Are you
I was-
missing that?
No, I was doing this. I was watching.
no, you were not. That
and I
is
was
a
like, you know, I was
full-fledged
like,
lie.
and I was like, Brett, tell me your schedule for being a handyman.
All right, listen. So the planets themselves, I like that they're introducing them somehow, but we don't learn about them in the show. I wish they would do that more, tell us what the planet is. Not a big deal, but as long as you can find out where they are, you can do that, I think, on Wikipedia and all that. So, but, speaking of box office, Ben, there's, because someone brought up his, what was the, Charlie's Angels, or no, you said NASCAR. Remember me thinking
I did say NASCAR.
But I started thinking of
Big Mark
Ford,
Martin
Ford
fan.
versus Ferrari. Ford versus Ferrari won the weekend.
It was such a great movie.
It's my favorite movie of the year.
It was so
Wow.
great.
Yeah.
And it's a movie that I think you should go see in the movie theater. I think
I
it's
agree.
such a great theater experience. And it's got so much in it. It's like an Oscar contender, but it's a great movie to shove popcorn in your face and watch a lot of
It
racing.
is, and it's you get some key performances, and Mangold, I think, once again, it just levels up, man.
Yeah.
He's just so good. He's so good. Such a great director. And this movie, I'm glad that it did the money that it did. What did it make, 30, Ben? What were the top movies this weekend?
So the top movies of the weekend was Ford vs. Ferrari. It's got an A+ cinema score with $31 million over 3,500 screens. And second was Terminator Dark Fate with $8 million,
Wow.
I believe.
That's a big jump down to second. 35 versus
yeah,
8.
That's a shit
Ford,
weekend.
Ford vs. Ferrari won the weekend
That
by
means
far.
Dr. Sleep had a very bad weekend.
And something else than Charlie's Angels, too.
And Charlie's
Ooh,
Angels
yeah.
only got 8.6 million domestically from basically the same number of screens as Ford vs. Ferrari.
That's bad. That's a big bomb. That's a big bomb.
Yeah, I just don't know that there was. I didn't see the marketing push with Charlie's Angels the same way. I saw one. I saw they were on before Thursday Night Football, and they made a play. And then after Thursday Night Football, all anybody was talking about was hitting quarterbacks in the head with their own helmet.
with their own helmet, yeah.
Kind of burying the lead there.
Yeah.
Quick fix. It was Midway that got the 8 million, not Terminator. Sorry, that's
okay.
my mistake.
Okay, so
Box Office Mojo, hard to look at.
It is right
It's
now.
the website's. It's a tough.
Yeah. The two big stories are Ford versus Ferrari making that kind of money, especially a big Oscar movie like that.
Right.
30 million is a big number for that film. And the other big story is Charlie's Angels. I don't think that people were necessarily needing that movie. And Elizabeth Banks did make some comments about, there were two. The first comment was that if you made all these, no one was complaining about Spider-Man when they made another Spider-Man, why are they complaining about this? Well, that's actually not true. Everybody was complaining about Spider-Man again when they said they were doing Spider-Man again. Like, oh, we're going to see an origin story again? When Garfield movie came out, like, oh, we're doing this again? And then after it was over, it was like, oh, I don't know how they were going to recover from that. They just happened to
Another
make,
Star Wars? Bam!
but the Marvel thing, though, Marvel just happened to make that movie good enough that people got excited for it, and they didn't do the origin story again. But people were complaining about Spider-Man. And the other thing she said is that people don't want to see female action stars. I think that Captain Marvel throws that back in the face. I think Hunger Games throws that back in the face.
Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman, and even the one that Lucy.
I think
There's
it's
tons of
I
movies
think it's
out there.
less
Max
that.
Fury Road.
I
Fury
think
Road,
it's more
yeah.
that people like. I think a lot of people are like chubby Mark Ellis mowing lawns, saving up money to go to the movies a few times a year back in Virginia, and it's like, okay, I'm looking at my calendar for what I'm going to go pay money to go see in the theater. So Charlie's Angels could take off once it gets on VOD or once it becomes streaming. It could become this popular thing if it's a good. I heard it wasn't that bad. I heard it was actually kind of
pretty
fun.
good,
So
yeah.
if you look at your calendar year and you're like, okay, well, I know I want to go. For Christmas, I know I want to go see Star Wars. Okay, for the summer, I know I want to go see Avengers Endgame, and I want to see these big comic book franchise movies that I don't want spoiled for me. And then you always have a couple that come along that are like Oscar movies, like a Ford versus Ferrari, because it's getting such good word of mouth. You're like, well, yeah, I really want to go see that, or something like Parasite.
Right.
Or something like
Right.
The Farewell, where it's like it's these little indie movies that you're like, you know what? Everybody's talking about these. I wasn't planning on this, but that's why I have $30 extra that I'm going to use to go see these two movies this year because I want to be in on the conversation.
It also couples up with Terminator, right? Because it's like, Are these IPs just one? Zoolander's another one. Is this just an IP that people don't really care about anymore? Terminator had a lot of chances. Didn't make the cut. Even
Zoolander had one chance.
It hit it once.
Oh, God, that's. Okay, you can talk to me during Zoolander too.
Keep me awake.
I mean, that movie was from the
I would
start.
do- so why did chubby Mark Ellis eat in the theater when he got there?
Nachos, man. I discovered movie theater nachos during the 1989 Batman summer craze.
Is that true?
Oh.
First time because my dad was in the Air Force and moved around a lot. We finally settled in our permanent town, not our permanent house, but our permanent town, Williamsburg, Virginia, and we went to Newport News, one town over. They had the movie theater at Patrick Henry Mall, and they had the AMC theaters, and Batman was opening, and we were all really excited to go, and I saw that they have nachos, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? It was like you dip it in, and it wasn't like nachos I made at home with like the Kraft cheese melted on it. It was like queso sauce, and I'm like, what in God's name is this?
Right.
And it oh God.
Well, that's
Batman
me when
was,
you know what when I discovered that was my pretzels and cheese. The little pretzel nuggets that they have with cheese.
Which was not, those evolved out of nachos.
Later.
So they were, what movie, do you remember the movie?
I don't remember the movie, but it was
somewhere
somewhere in Florida for sure.
Like Independence Day, perhaps?
Maybe, no, I saw that one in New York, but it was in Florida, absolutely. And I remember pretzels and cheese. What's this? What's this? Because my dad would always get the nachos, and they were great. But then when the pretzels started coming in, I was like, oh, that's my snack. That's the one. And now Jeff Snyder always gets it, and I always steal them from him when he gets it.
What about the popcorn your mom would bring in her purse?
Same with me. I'm not fucking kidding.
We're not buying
No, we're not buying. Smuggled everything in her purse.
Opening cans of
Yeah.
Coke.
Opening cans of Coke. We wouldn't have to wear fanny packs.
I brought a burrito in. Remember I brought the burrito in?
A little bag of popcorn. Some
Same mother.
That was only because I was.
Thank you for the Midwest.
That was Hunger Monster was starting to, and it had to happen.
No,
Normally I wouldn't bring a burrito into the theater.
Yeah, I just prepare accordingly because I know even if I bring in, like if I try to sneak in, which I have before, some Chick-fil-A nuggets or something like that, I know that once I get in the theater, I'm going to smell the corn.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, well, I got to have that too. So I just try to stave off until I get to the theater because I know it's going to happen either way. Empty tummy, full tummy, I'm getting a large corn. So
is it true that theaters only make their money off of concessions? That's something
not only, but that's where they make a lot. That's where they make their bulk of their money. Yes.
That's why you go to AMC now, and it's like you just look at all the options. Like Cheesecake Factory doesn't have as big of a menu as AMC right now.
And it's good news. A hot dog's only $73.
Yeah, I saw a guy get chicken and waffle.
Oh,
I saw somebody else at a theater. I was at.
There's a whole open bar
There's like
now.
a bar,
Sushi.
Yeah.
You're eating raw fish with your hands.
But that's the reason why. That's because that's where they make the keshish for sure. Because they don't
get the combo for a nickel more.
Yeah.
I was undefeated.
Still $20.
I was undefeated one summer when I worked at a movie theater, offering the upgrade to large for $1 more. Undefeated.
Really?
I can't sell you a car. I can't sell you on why I think Last Jedi is great. But if you come to Mark Ellis and you want a medium soda, you're walking out of there with a large soda.
I worked at the Goodfellas of movie theaters, okay? Because everybody was in on a scheme at this theater.
Your boy with the arcade machine.
That was one person. The concessions girls were reselling popcorn things because they have inventory of the actual thing. So people would, if they go to throw out they leave the popcorn tubs on the floor, they made a deal with the ushers. The ushers would come in, they would just resell dump them out, resell them. Yeah, they did it. This place was, I'm telling you.
I was aware of that scheme.
17-year-olds were making bank at that theater, and nobody it shut down appropriately enough.
Right.
But everybody was selling soda boxes to pizzerias all over the corner. It was crazy.
Yeah, the cups and the popcorn bags were the inventory. So as long as those didn't the count wasn't off, then you could resell it all you want. So other people, I did it one night, and I felt so weird and sketchy about it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing that again. One time, I did, for free, give a giant bag of stale popcorn to a customer who was in a movie, walked out, and we had already closed down for that. It was the last showing of the night, and he was like an hour into the movie, and I didn't have any more popcorn to sell, and this gentleman looked kind of upset. And the reason why I went into the back and gave him a huge bag of stale popcorn is because that gentleman was a certain linebacker for the New York Football Giants.
Lawrence Taylor?
It was a certain linebacker for the New York Football Giants.
You bastard. How you did to a legend? You're ashamed of yourself.
I gave him
stale popcorn.
That's all I had.
You're ashamed of yourself.
I don't know who it was.
Lawrence Taylor?
He's one of probably the greatest defensive player of all time.
Poor Joe Theismann's
Everybody
leg.
knows that, Kate.
Sanders would like a word, sir.
Who?
Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Deion was pretty good. Ray Lewis is pretty good.
But listen, I do want to move on because we got to turn the Schmoebot back on and ask some more questions. But do we have any other big stories?
The only one I want to talk about is some release dates were released by Disney. The main one is that Matthew Vaughn's The Kingsman, the prequel to the Kingsman series, got pushed back from February 14th to September. And I was kind of disappointed because I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And the rest were just all the Marvel dates coming out. And there's so many. Black Widow, May 2020. Eternals, November 2020. Doctor Strange 2, May 2021. Thor, Love and Thunder, November 2021. And Black Panther 2, May 2022.
And they said something about Star Wars too, right? Didn't you say that?
2020.
Yeah, there's something about Star Wars in there also. They said that Star Wars, it's listed right now in December of 2022, and some people think that now maybe, because it was supposed to be Benioff and Weiss.
Yeah.
Whether that's going to happen, some people think maybe the Rian Johnson ones, but nobody knows. But overall, the release dates go off what Ben said about Kingsman. Now, it is now a Disney film. Because it was Fox.
Oh, yeah.
It was a Disney film. Alan Horn, I don't know if it's ever been released, but you hear he wasn't a big fan of Matthew Vaughn because Alan Horn is like that grandfather. Like, did you just say fart at the dinner table? It's like it's like no smoking in movies, no
did
cursing.
Not have that grandparent.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Why didn't you fart at the dinner table? But Alan Horn is like that grandpa with the old school morals and everything too. And from rumors, this is not confirmed. Rumors was that he didn't want Matthew Vaughn in Star Wars because Matthew Vaughn's image and stuff and the way that he does certain movies. I don't think Alan Horn gets Kingsman. I don't think he likes Kingsman at all. But moving it from February, where it did really well in its first run, second one I think came out in the summertime, moving it to September is not the worst thing because September still is an equal to February as far as where you can release it and do some damage if you're a good movie.
I think that the Golden Circle actually came out in the fall sometime. I thought it was
like October, maybe.
Yeah, and the box office receipts were not good.
Right, I think you might be
Brett,
right. Actually,
Brett, can you concur?
I was gonna say Brett actually would like to disagree.
I'm going to be right on that one.
Yeah, you could be right on.
Golden Circle was September 22nd.
That's
I would see. I would want to go back to February.
Do you know what else you could have put in your brain other than that piece of knowledge? Do you know what I mean? Like that you hung on to that when that movie was released.
What's really interesting is all of the stuff that all the movie news and nuggets and trivia that I've had to vacate in my brain.
Yeah.
To
that one's
accommodate the influx of new sports facts. Right. Because there's only so much gray matter in there. And like the movie stuff was starting to infiltrate on the sports stuff. Yeah. And like I don't want to lose Lawrence Taylor stats.
No, you can't.
Yeah. No. I don't want to lose the 3 times he's NFL player of the year. So defense player. So I kind of vacate that stuff, and then I keep a little bit of new real estate just
that
in
one
case
made
something
the cut.
huge happens.
That's amazing. That one made the cut.
We have to think about stupid stuff like child CPR. And
No, it's not in
there at all.
When they're an infant, you put your mouth over their nose and their mouth. But once they're a year old, just the mouth.
And now actually, it's more about the compressions than it is the compressions are.
Staying alive. That's what they teach you.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, this is why.
Do your Irish.
This is why it's so great, because if you're a parent and you're just walking, you see a kid like choking on the street, you know how to perform CPR. If I see a kid choking on the street, I'm like, is that really a kid? Or is this like that YouTube video where they kicked that kid off the bus?
No, you're just like, I don't know if this will help, but Golden Circle came out in September.
I figured it out. Yeah.
Somebody call a doctor. I'll give movie trivia.
The doctor's really good at movie trivia. I found a star. Don't know if the kid made it, but we did find a new star.
Kid passed away, but the doctor's taking on Mike Kalinowski.
Speaking of Kalinowski, he's been getting tweeted unmercifully by the fans to get him on Friday, so keep it coming.
I wonder why he's being tweeted. I wonder if maybe there was an initiation.
Oh, yeah. We told him to.
So will this Kingsman not be R? Or is that...
It ought to be R. It'll be R. I'm just saying he's just moving it around and pushing it. I'm sure he's just not like, we should give priority to it. I think
but you said because Disney... So Disney will make R movies, they just won't be on.
Well, so they have a lot of movies that they already purchased through Fox, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of movies that are already R, and they've got to put the money into it to distribute because now they own it and they want to try to make a profit off of it. And that Kingsman being one of those movies. Now, how many more movies they have in development now that are rated R? Don't know. Who
But
knows?
will those movies be on Disney Plus then, or no?
No rated R movies on Disney
So
Plus.
that's
Probably
what
Hulu.
it is. Okay.
Probably
speaking,
Hulu.
you know who the newest Disney Plus subscriber is?
You
Mark.
just did it today?
Edward
Atta
Ellis
girl.
Jr. I did it last night.
Nice.
So here's the scenario, real quick, okay?
Yeah, then we're gonna move on.
Is that thank you. That's a great setup. All right, Mark, you got 30 seconds for your
Yes.
Thanksgiving toast.
Start from the beginning, and when you get to the end, stop.
Flew home yesterday, the long flight. Obviously, we delayed our own flight, and
Yes.
then got in, and Danny Fernandez, mother of Molly,
Yes.
was shooting a show for CW all day, and then she came over to my place because at her place, she just moved in there. She doesn't have internet or a lot of stuff yet, and she just wanted to chill and watch a movie. And I'm like, all right, well, we scrolled through TV once, and there was nothing that really caught either of our eyes. And then I just had this thought in my head. I'm like, where's Creed 2? Is Creed 2 streaming yet? I just felt like watching Creed 2, and I looked it up, and it's on Hulu. And so I go to sign into my Hulu account, and it's like, your card has expired. And I'm like, God damn it.
Did you get the bundle?
So I went on there, and I got the bundle. I actually ended up saving myself money because I already do ESPN Plus, and I was doing Hulu. So now I just bundled them together.
Makes sense, yeah.
And then I put it on. So Creed 2 is the only thing that could have gotten me to sign up for Disney.
All same composer for Mandalorian, so there you go.
Really?
Yeah. Can you notice there's a scene where it sounds just like the Creed thing?
I did not. But, God, that scene in Creed 2. There's a big guy in the back says he knows you. Holy God.
I just want you to know you're about to be thrown under such a bus right now.
Why?
All I can hear in that story is that Mark, who keeps saying, like, no, I'm done. Danny and I are over. Danny. She comes over to your. This is like in Comic-Con. We're walking back. Kristian and I are like, we're going to go have some drinks. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to just go meet someone in the bar real quick. And then I'm like, is it Danny? It's Danny. It's Danny. You're still in love with her. No, I'm just going to go meet her real quick. And you go have drinks with her.
Yeah.
Is that your Mark Ellis
Yeah,
impression?
that's my new Mark Ellis. And then,
We are
And
we are
then-
still very good friends.
And then you're like, well, and then all of a sudden we find out this motherfucker who's like, I'm not going to get Disney Plus. Danny's over. And suddenly he has Disney Plus because he wants to watch Creed 2 with her.
Creed 2, yeah. But all of these
Just
points
saying.
are making sense right now. However, you have to remember, first of all, this is not Netflix and chill. This is like Hulu and
I don't know, Mark.
and sit by
I
yourself.
guarantee you if I came over, you would not be walking away with a Disney Plus subscription.
Anybody as well.
She's got mind control
you
still.
know why?
bruh.
Flex,
She's got
bro.
mind
Do
control.
you know
bruh.
why? Do you know the answer to that question?
Yeah.
All these questions you're asking, there's one simple answer.
Yeah.
Molly. There's one simple answer.
They do drugs together.
For the kid.
I do.
They do Molly together.
I mean, you pop enough Molly that you forget that your exes
right.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I call it like I see it.
Someone wrote Disney and drill. Okay, perfect.
It's crude but effective.
Disney.
All right, let's do it because he's here, David. Let's wake her up, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, here it comes.
The Schmoebot is awake.
Had
and
a
you're
Schmoebot reference.
Did you? You reference
at the
it?
Q&A.
Did someone get it?
Someone yelled out, they're like, how are you enjoying the Schmoebot so far? And I had a very candid response to it. Like the amount of times I hear a computerized female say the word schlong.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like lodged in my brain.
20 times today.
Yeah, because we already did it one time today,
Yeah. So the Schmoebot is on, and we are going to get to, so just to let everybody know, we're going to go through some super chats, streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. If you want the Schmoebot to interrupt when Mark's talking, go to streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. You can do that, but let's get to some of these questions. Weekle 23, loving the show so far, guys. Greg Frazier, thank you so much, Weekle. Greg Frazier, loving.
Mark, it is your buddy Willie Bells. Great job in DC. Next time bring Kate and Brett with you.
Okay.
Not me.
DMABCGF. Great job keeping the stream up. Spot on Ellis impression by Kate. Testing 6969. Hashtag Action Army forever.
I'll take that. I'll
take
take
it?
that.
You like
Yeah,
that?
Billy Bell. He was in DC. Thanks for the support.
He's
bud.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Big fan of that guy. Greg Frazier, loving Disney Plus. I have been watching the old Disney afternoon cartoons with my 2-year-old, and she loves it. Plus, a huge fan of the Imagineering story. Reminds me a lot of what you guys are doing with SEN and betting on yourselves. Well, thank you guys so much for that.
Chip
Really
and
nice.
Dales.
Yeah, it was really nice. I'm happy that you guys are enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. It's funny too because everyone's saying it, and I admitted to it. There's like last night, like, you look so much more happier doing this. And I was like, it just feels old school.
Are you happy?
Yeah. The most I've been probably since we started the channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is it because it feels like you're very happy on camera, and then off camera? Well, at least last week.
Last week that was when everything was starting.
It was the tech stuff.
This motherfucker and RB3 are magicians.
Yeah.
They're magicians, and they made my life so much easier. And like he's so easy to like you just like go, hey, they're having this problem, and he's just like, try this.
Unphased.
Kristian's like the kid that like gets he gets a new video game system for Christmas and he's so excited about it, then he can't get it to work, so he just breaks it and goes outside.
Yeah. No, but it was minus those little hiccups.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. It's just it feels like what we used to do. And how because now the community is more about and learning more of these people. Like we always said when we started the channel, respond to people, learn who these people are, create the Schmoeville Facebook group, and interact with these people. And it's this. I've never interacted with the fan base more than we have been on.
And you're not going to. We're not going to a studio that's run by somebody else.
Right.
Like this is our clubhouse.
It has become a clubhouse.
Yeah.
It's like this thing you can feel it when people are in here. Just beforehand, people are joking around, laughing. It doesn't feel like work. It just feels like kind of goofing around and having a good time.
Could use more cold bottles of water. Could use a porta potty right out there.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. And a light at night because it's really dark out.
I'm afraid to shit here. If there were some curtains, I don't know.
Number two is off limits because the
bathroom
there's like a window.
I know.
There's a window there.
Do you want to talk about that?
I didn't hang that one.
I know because everything. Forget it. Let's move on. Jada Paramo, you kept calling this poor kid Jaeger #2 during Orlando, but Jada Paramo.
It was a funny bit for the evening.
I know, but he wound up winning the Orlando fan event. He's going to be flown out to Los Angeles next season.
And
he's
he
going
can ball.
He's going to be in the draft. Met him and his lovely girlfriend while they were at the after party. Great kid, really big fan of his. He says, what's your favorite Schmoedown live event? Mine was Orlando, obviously. Keep up the awesome work, everyone. Free for all is my favorite as far as look and the fact that we pulled that thing off and made it entertaining for 3.5 hours. And
that was the biggest question mark for me as far as like, can we sell 500 tickets in Los Angeles, which is not the easiest market to move tickets in, and we've been there so many times. It's like, can you do that? For me, Chicago was so great.
Chicago was great
because it was almost 1,000 people, and it was the night after I taped my special, so I had all this pressure, all this stress from the night before, and then I just got to wake up the next day and just take a breath and just go enjoy being around the fans.
It was
and
awesome.
Just process that.
Knowing that we had that many people out there to support it.
Yeah,
Houston's was pretty great because that was like such like a dream for me. That was because it was a
and you love the Astros.
No, but we really put on a great.
I hear about that with Schmoedown stealing signals from the back.
I know. But it was a wrestling show for me. It was. I mean, to get Booker T actually involved in the storyline
in a wrestling ring.
Yeah, man, that was really cool. But
having me get to yell at people beforehand,
right?
That was fun.
I talked about that the other day. BC taking a bump. I had to take a bump in Booker's ring. New York. Brooklyn was really great. I don't know. There's been so many great ones.
Roulette was so much fun because when I got introduced. I'll throw Thad under the bus here a little bit, but it's Thad Williams.
Oh, I remember.
I told him I was like, hey, so I was going to go out first, then I was going to introduce Kristian. So this unbelievable energy, and Brad Gilmore was there, so he's on the mic backstage, and please welcome Mark Baby Caratellis. And I told Thad, I'm like, hey, play "Running with the Devil," the Van Halen song, and it's so loud I can barely hear. But all I can hear is that it's not "Running with the Devil," and just in his head, the synapse misfired and heard "Welcome to the Jungle" instead of "Running with the Devil," which is fine, which is a great rock song to get introduced to. So I come out, and all I'm thinking is, like, this is not "Running with the Devil."
Kristian was like a DMX song. There was Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, OK, Dawn, LaShawn, Ines and Alicia, Teresa, Monica, Sharon, Nikki, Eru, Lisa, Veronica, Karen, Vicky, Cookies.
Oh, I know.
Well, I met her in an ice cream parlor, right?
All right, I'll do that as.
So I get on stage and.
No, you're done.
It kicks right into the perfect time. So that in his previous mishap had actually made something better.
Yeah, I'll get back to that.
No one cares.
No.
That's why we're not.
I will finish this story.
Yeah. Well, let's get a John Theo on the super chat. With the feel of the Mandalorian.
You know what? I'll give you $80 every time I'm telling a story. Just let me finish the goddamn story. Whatever the robot's paying you, I will double it just so that I can finish my yarn.
It's too right now. It's a thing. It's a thing. People
finish my yarn.
For some reason, people.
Depending on how good the story is, I'm just gonna have a stack of 20s. I'm like, guys, this is $100 story.
We talked about it. It's always like during real serious conversations, like. So Johnny,
Ding-a-ring-a-ling-ding. Thing G in the Bing G. Damn it, Brett, don't put that in there. You'll get tetanus.
I'm in my happy place. I'm in.
oh, it's so good.
Disney and ICK.
What was that? I don't know. I'll have to
Oh,
go back.
Sometimes we're laughing too loud.
Yeah, it was good. All right, John Theo, by the way, with the field of Mandalorian, wouldn't Hondo be a great fit as a cameo, small role either this season or next? Maybe Mando goes to him for
Hi,
info
Mark,
help.
this is for you. Schlong, 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 schlong.
You know, I was already looking forward to Thanksgiving break and just getting away from this for a little bit, and still looking forward to Thanksgiving.
You're here one day a week. How much more away from this could you get?
I can't do two. I'm attempting
Tomorrow
to
you
this
are.
week. I'm
Tomorrow
here
you are.
tomorrow, yeah.
So Schmoebot will be ready to go
Every
tomorrow.
time tomorrow when I'm like, hey, you can go to YouTube and check out my special dog step schlong, 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 schlong. How does Molly schlong taste in your mouth? She's a female dog.
Oh, it's good. All right, so Hondo. As far as Hondo coming back, I think he could show up for sure. I think Dave Filoni would introduce some characters, and it'd be a good way. He's all over Galaxy's Edge, Hondo, right? And I think for people who are casual fans, to introduce him more so into your programming, whether he shows up in Episode 9, probably a better way to do it is in The Mandalorian. So it would be good to have him in
We
there.
first met Hondo
Hey,
in
guys.
Rebels.
Clone Wars.
Had a rough night and morning, but glad you guys are here to make things a little better. Stay tuned within the next 2 weeks for an announcement regarding the return of my annual week-long Fan League charity drive in January.
it's Nico.
Trivia 40HON.
That's awesome. That's got to be Nico. He's doing a charity thing, so that's really awesome.
Sorry I was
We'll go-
laughing so hard during that, but just Mark just.
Yeah. It's part of
If
part
you
of
want
the
to
draw.
promote your charity, have at it.
I know it's part of the draw.
Have at it, yeah.
John Theo, who also says greetings from Flushing. Greetings. Go to VIP. VIP is pretty good, but I have another suggestion on Main Street for you. Also, Cherry Valley is better than Constantine's. Well, I don't know. I got to go to Cherry Valley, but Constantine's is my favorite. I love the meatball sub there.
Cherry Valley
Constantine's
sounds
done.
a little like the dancer in the film Porky's.
I love you, Mark. Please don't hate me. Excited for Dog Stepfather.
Oh, that was nice.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Schlong, schlong,
Space,
schlong,
space,
schlong,
space,
schlong,
space,
schlong,
space,
schlong,
space,
schlong.
Your mother and Molly had a schlong contest.
That was very nice, though. This robot was
was
very nice.
nice.
to
I
you.
appreciate that. That was $20 well spent.
It was, you know what? It was Danny. She wants to know if she can also get Cinemax.
Oh,
We'll talk about it when I get home. No, wait.
KJ King's Lover. Justice League was released 2 years ago yesterday. Yep, and that's why it's also probably not the timing of it is not a quinky dink. Dan Bescher. How do we request the Schmoedown to come to our city? Great question. Go to the schmoedownlive.com, and there is a tab that will request the city. It actually is very helpful for the overall data for what we want to do.
Can we look at that
No, you
live,
can't-
or is that
you can't
is-
access- no,
does our team have the data?
They have the data. So you go to the schmoedownlive.com and request your city, because then we know, like, if it's like, okay, well, only like 27 people have requested it. It's going to be harder for us to get there because of all the expenses that go into the trip. But if it's like, shit, man, 300-400 people have already suggested we go to Boston. We're going to Boston.
Yeah. So, and I would encourage everybody in D.C. to do the same thing, because a lot of people in D.C. said that they want the Schmoedown to come to there. So go request D.C. because we have a great hookup with a hotel there.
How many people were at your
fly into
show?
Reagan? It's close to there. Both shows were sold out, and I think each show probably did about 120.
The hotel's called
full of
Watergate.
people.
It's a great hotel.
Yeah, that's really good.
They put us
They give
up.
you a flashlight.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
So that's how you would do it, Dan. Go on over to Dan to go to the schmoedownlive.com. Adrian Martinez, what do you think of maybe season 2? Sebastian Stan comes to the Mandalorian as Luke in his prime for a cameo, like him and Mando on the same mission.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
You like it?
I was
Is
thinking
something you
that.
would-
That was
it
something I'm
was
thinking.
right.
You know,
what's that Sebastian Stan movie you like about the caterpillar?
Oh, the caterpillar goes to Funtown?
Yeah, what was it about Funtown that you liked the best?
Well, all the magical creatures.
Right.
Yo, Kate, thanks for the caring
you.
words the other day regarding the Aussie fires. Thankfully, I'm 4 hours away. Last week we had the first day in recorded history where on the mainland received any rain.
Ugh.
So
Anthony Nugent.
yeah, I'm gonna go back and check that out. But let's see. So we'll do your thing later, Brett. Austin Milligan.
We can do that tomorrow. This is just the dress rehearsal.
This is it. Hey, this is Austin Milligan. Hey, my people. Off topic, but do you think Christian Bale will be nominated again for this year for Ford versus Ferrari? I think Bale is making a strong resume for Best Actor of all time. Great job, crew. Yes, he will be nominated 100%. And should be nominated.
I think he's front runner. I got to think in my head again. I got to jettison some of these Super Bowl facts from the 60s and think about who else would be a Best Supporting, Best Lead. I was talking with people about that after the premiere, and it was like, was he a lead or was he supporting? I would lean towards supporting.
You can go either way with it. I thought it was his story, to be honest with you. But what they usually do, you're going to see who's getting a lot of the buzz out of the other movies, and then what they did, like Mahershala Ali last year, he easily was a lead in Green Book, but they made the push for Best Supporting Actor. He didn't have to compete against anybody else, and he wound up sweeping the category.
It was very similar to this because you have a character who's kind of no pun intended driving the story, but then you have somebody else who's with them who is more of the central figure. So it is kind of like that with both Green Book and Ford.
Has Christian Bale ever been in any category and not won it? Real question.
Maybe for American, what was the one he did with, was it American Gangster?
American Hustle?
What was that? American Hustle. American Hustle. I think maybe he got nominated for that one, didn't he? I don't know.
If you talk about him as Best Actor of all time.
I don't want to read that one, but you can read that one. This is
for Vice last year
either,
did he?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so.
Bean Scuzz 11. Mark is still hitting that. Kate knows, fam.
Mark is, yeah. No.
Beans
just because I'd have no problem admitting it if I was. Like, it's just one of those things.
I'll tell you what.
I love this conspiracy, though.
I
don't think it's not about your dick. It's about your heart, bruh.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm like, he still loves her.
Here's my thing.
He loves her so
I know Mark
much.
very well, and the thing is, I 100% believe him. Not
that he doesn't love her anymore.
I don't know about that. I think that's
what I'm talking about.
I don't think he said that.
I'm not saying he's dipping his quill into the inkwell. I'm just saying.
But that's like anytime you spend that much time with somebody and you have that kind, and you're still able to have a good. You always have that.
Anytime you take enough Molly.
No.
All right.
No way.
You do enough drugs.
Yeah.
You do enough. You take enough Molly.
Yeah.
No, it's
that's why you become exes is because you don't love them anymore.
Well, you're going to become an ex if you don't let us allow us to finish this. Christian Vistrup says Hulu and handjob. All right, that works. Gable Bloom. MCU has October 2022.
A priest asks the convicted murderer at the electric chair, do you have any last requests?
What?
Yes, replies the murderer. Can you please hold my hand?
I don't know. I don't get that one.
Oh,
I get it now. I get it.
Oh, because he would be electrocuted as well.
Yeah, okay. That's dark. We went dark, Pat. We went real dark on that one.
Not exactly.
We're going to need you to identify yourself to the FBI.
Yeah. So Gabriel Bloom, MCU has October 2022. Thought Venom 3 was on that date. I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Maybe are they going head to head? I'm not sure. I don't know. But
all these days, I don't really put a lot of stock into like, this movie's coming out. If it's coming out like next year, then I'm like, all right, that's probably bankable. Anything that's past 2020, I just want to see King Kong fight Godzilla.
Agreed. Let's go.
That's all I want to see.
What I want to do here is I want to finish up Super Chat. Don't submit any more Super Chats at the moment. Actually, we still have 15 minutes left.
You can always submit Super Chats.
Yeah, you can submit.
I know it's 50% off, but still.
You can submit them. Submit them now because I want to get to the Streamlabs also. And
do
get
what
to
your heart
Streamlabs.
tells you.
Yeah, let's get to Irish is not a real name. Going back to the old topic, but I think that the Snyder Cut is just marketing, like Mark says. WB wants to release it, and they're just asking cast to hype it. So when it comes out, everyone loses their mind. Thoughts? I mean, that's where you're coming from.
Yeah, but I also just don't know how. I actually like Justice League. When I thought it was a fun movie. I don't know how much better or what else you're going to see in this that is. I don't think it's going to change the conversation of like, suddenly now we got a new Oscar contender, and maybe that's not what they're going for. But I just think I think fans should get excited that Zack Snyder is getting to realize his vision. But let's pump the brakes on how excited we are for this movie being great.
Yeah,
because
Mark's
I don't know.
stand-up to this weekend was amazing. Washington D.C. would love to get a Schmoedown. I love all that you guys are doing. Congrats on the new network.
I have an idea for where we do the Schmoedown, too.
Yes, where would you want to
It's
do
a little bit out of the box, but I think we can afford it now.
Okay.
RFK Stadium, where the Washington Redskins used to play. I went back there one more
I saw
time.
that on-
They're demolishing it in 2021.
Oh, wow.
And so I wanted to go back there while I was in D.C. one more time just to, like, feel it again.
Yeah.
And Ken and Rubalcaba came with me to, like, document, like, film it. And, like, I felt bad for them. Because I'm like getting emotional at this stadium, and they're like, "Why is this grown man crying at this Circuit City that closed down?"
Ken probably got that though.
They got it, and they were great sports. It was cold. We did a couple
yeah.
laps around the stadium. I buzzed security, and we had a great chat. It's like you're not allowed to go inside,
Okay.
but they're about to demolish it, so they only do a few events there. So I think we throw them a couple nickels, maybe we could get 1,000 at RFK Stadium.
You're out of your mind.
It'd be great.
It would be great, but
It
you're
would
out of
be
your
great.
mind that we can get that many people
And also,
there.
you don't want 1,000 in a stadium because it's going to feel very.
If it's RFK, I want to play the same venue the Beatles played in 1966. That's the goal.
All right. Let's see. Joshua Estes. Oh, no, sorry. Brandon Ninja. What's your favorite multi-genre movie? It's, easy answer, but it's fantasy sci-fi, and it's Star Wars.
Multi-genre movie. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to give you a pass on that one. I know
What?
I know
Action
it
thriller?
walks in many worlds. There's comedy in Star Wars, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think Star Wars is one thing.
Sci-fi and fantasy.
I think if you go action comedy,
Yeah.
what's the best action comedy franchise? Beverly Hills Cop had 2 really strong entries.
Yeah.
I
Lethal
thought the question
Weapon.
was just your favorite genre.
Multi-genre.
Multi-genre film or just
multi-genre
what is your-
film?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a tough one.
You know what's really good is Cabin in the Woods, horror comedy.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good one. It's a
Really
good
a fun
one.
movie.
You got one, Ben?
Stole mine because I was going to use Cabin in the Woods, but
Yeah.
I'll do.
Respect.
Yeah,
All due respect.
I'll do respect. Yeah, totally.
All right, but think
Come
about
back
it.
to me. I'll think of it.
All
I
right,
can't
there
think of
you
anything
go.
right now.
Mark's new
pulling
love is
Brett.
the Schmoebot. He wants to take her to Michigan. Michigan. Michigan, Michigan, Michigan,
Well
Michigan,
done.
Michigan,
I don't get it.
Michigan. Glad
don't get
light side, dark side is on Campy. Our network. We get Space Wars 5 days a week here.
There was I was
Hey.
talking to somebody at the Late Show. I was doing crowd work,
Yeah.
and he said that he and his girlfriend had just got engaged or something like that. And I was like, "How'd y'all meet?" And he's like, "Well, I went to Michigan." And I'm like, "That's a very general answer, sir." And so we just it was something that built like, oh, going to Michigan is
Oh,
like
okay.
sealing the deal.
Yeah.
It is, so well done, well played.
And Joshua Estes says, "Are we getting a sports segment when Mark is on?" I mean, if things come up, that'll for sure. I mean, an actual sports show, probably not. But
I mean, you want to see me get really mad?
Yeah.
Get me going about sports, and then have me get interrupted by. by a
so
robot,
tell us about
yeah.
the Astros thing and see if the Schmoebot
you-
interrupts you.
Can you talk during watching a sporting event or no?
Yeah.
Not the Redskins
can.
playing.
Yeah, no. There's some 4-letter words to get tossed.
Yeah, right, right.
I mean, we
Okay.
got our ass kicked by the Jets yesterday. Are you kidding me? My all-time dream, though, is like
So
I'm
do we.
at a game, and
Yeah.
like for some reason, one of the broadcasters like can't announce, like they lose their voice last second. Is anybody in the stadium a broadcaster?
Mark, sorry for interrupting your thoughts.
And I can do it.
On behalf of Schmoebots everywhere and on Schlong.
Schmoebot.
Plug tonight 3 a.m. Eastern 12 a.m. Pacific. Mark's dog Stepfather releasing worldwide and free for everyone on Amazon, Google and YouTube. Please share it everywhere.
Agreed. The
good.
Schmoebot's been very
See?
nice today.
It's been very
Very
nice.
I feel like the other shoe's going to drop tomorrow.
Probably.
After the Schmoebot watches the special.
That's true.
When
Well,
Brett's allowed to talk to you.
So I'll tell you, you are the. I thought Ben got it a lot, but you were definitely the one that the Schmoebot gets the most. I think for good reason. I think Andrew Guy might be put up a battle.
I think
but
if you has he been on the show?
not yet.
Yeah, I think that if you introduce new
But thank
people,
you for knowing.
Yeah.
that-
Unfucking believable.
Right?
This guy
No.
doesn't give
I
two
actually-
shit.
I
You
think-
come on our fucking show, and you haven't seen it. The balls on this guy.
The balls on this guy.
this is my
This
dream right here.
backward baseball cap piece of shit comes
Oh,
into
little
our
prick.
house and thinks he can make the rules.
This is what I
We're
wanted the
not
whole
Danny,
time.
okay? We're not Danny. We're not gonna just roll over.
For a little Disney Plus.
This is exactly what I wanted. Because
what
my
I wanted.
shoulders are tired of carrying shows with him. I just want to come in here and I want y'all to feel like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
That's the
we
dream.
do.
Yeah.
They do.
That's true.
I love that you guys are like, this is like us living out our dream from years ago. Your dream was to see each other once a week.
Yeah.
That's all we did back in the day. It was once a week.
No, you guys are getting up to do stand-up together every night.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay, listen. So let's try to finish these off.
Yeah.
We get Ricky Jerry. Will Dark Side Light Side be on a podcast feed? I'm really enjoying all the shows. It feels like the OG Schmoes days. Agreed with the old school feel for sure. Dark Side Light Side. That's gonna be a campy question because he just whether or not he wants to put things on the feed or podcast feed, but it's not this network show. So send him a tweet and see what he says.
You know what's really impressive is that LaCroix is doing so well. They can do both an orange flavor and a tangerine.
Yeah.
Usually you only get one or the other. But they're like, no, it doesn't matter how similar it is.
Clementine.
Yeah.
Persimmon.
It's like, this is Tatooine, this is Jakku.
True. Emma McAllister, who watches and is always donating. Thank you, Emma. Today is my birthday. Want to give me a spot in season 7 as a birthday present? I promise I can defeat Dagnino. I mean, that's that's
one of my going back to my
happy birthday, first of all.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Emma.
One of my all-time favorite memories of calling a Schmoedown match from my sports broadcaster training when Knapsack and I announced the Burnett versus Dagnino match, and it was like watching two babies mud wrestle.
If you haven't watched that match, by the way, go check out Burnett versus Dagnino.
It was
an undercard.
Dream, really.
He says to me because he texts me. He goes, "Listen, it's a horrible match. You have to air it." Because I wasn't there. He goes, he says, "You have to air it." He goes, "It's horrible." He goes, "It's a brutal match."
FUCK guy. Hashtag nope this ISNT the action army. Yeah, nah, now you know. H is actually alright. Both him and Bateman have grown on me.
He's talking about Guy.
Shout out to Anthony. That dude has donated almost $300 today.
Wow.
That dude is killing it on the donations.
Every time I have that look on my face when the Schmoebot interrupts, I do know in the back of my head
they're
for a good cause.
It is that's and
it
one
buys
of
us thumbtacks.
And David and I are still talking about trying to figure out what's the because we're going to talk about who our top donators are for like the month. I think by the end of it, and figure
that'd
out
be cool to have like a retire some jerseys.
Oh, I think for someone kind of get a prize for the end of the month, like at the end of each month, who the top donator would get something. And I think that's something that we want to do. Oh, and you know what actually reminds me. We have about we got 5 minutes. Do you guys have an extra 5 minutes?
I got an extra 5 minutes. Yeah, I think the top donator should get the privilege to come into studio and do the show and see how they like being interrupted.
But I do want to do. If you guys go to streamlabs.com/Schmoedown, the first person on a $3 donation that hashtags Schmoedown Spectacular 4 Schmoedown Spectacular 4, I will give you guys two tickets to the Fan Expo, and you'll get tickets to the main show and all that. So you got to, but on a $3 donation, you only have 10 minutes left, though. You have 10 minutes left to do it. So if you're going to be in Los Angeles on December 7th, a $3 donation with the hashtag, the Schmoedown Spectacular, first one that I see will get those tickets. All right, let's finish off the Super Chat ones here. Senior Film. Hey, I've been following all you guys since AMC days, loving the new show, and I also had a great time at Mark's show in D.C. I got to meet him and Knapsack and Kristian. Random question. What would your porn names be?
So it's your
Was it based on that?
It's like your street name versus
and your first pet or something?
And your first pet. I have a pretty good one.
Mine is Charlotte Midhurst.
Charlotte Midhurst is good. Mine is Augie Hollyberry.
Oh, nice. So it's your first name is the street?
First name is the pet. At least in mine.
Yeah, yes, in mine as well.
Yeah.
Taz 202.
You're like a fuck robot. Initiating Taz 202.
This is my 202nd load of the day.
Yes.
Taz was your first pet ever?
My first real one.
But I'm saying when you were a kid. They say when you were a kid. You didn't have a
Jade 202.
Jade 202, really good.
Jade 202.
Look at this guy. He's just throwing his other pets on it. It's like,
Taz is the better one.
Taz's the only one that gets buried in Pet Cemetery.
It's the only one sitting right behind you in the little ashes. All right, go ahead. Before,
Oh,
before.
she's still breathing loud.
Schmoebot. That's
Schlong Schmoebot. All right, good for you, Brett. Thanks for playing along, you fucker. Austin Milligan, that's again. Here's a sports take for you. LeBron over Jordan.
No.
Uh-oh.
No.
Chicago's own.
LeBron doesn't exist if Jordan wasn't Jordan. LeBron doesn't exist if Jordan hadn't been Jordan.
All right.
That's what I say.
Kate's very.
He paved the way. How does that make sense?
Yeah.
Who's the first like heavily sponsored. Like Jordan, listen, I am biased, but
very much
absolutely changed the game.
Yeah,
I think you are 1,000% right. I think that I think LeBron still exists without Jordan because LeBron has a different style of game and a different mindset. I don't think Kobe Bryant exists as we know him if Michael Jordan didn't play the way he did. I think Kobe has that same psychopath gene that Michael Jordan has, and that got kind of turned on and activated when he saw how Jordan was playing. But I still think Michael Jordan's the best basketball player of all time.
We're going to have a Haskell 420 here. I asked before, but now with Mark here, and everyone feels like the old show. So any new thoughts on using Mark Hamill's...
Welcome to the Battle of the Bellcaps. In this corner, we have a man who gets horned up at the sound of a bark. And in the other, a man who screams like my dad when I got a bad grade in Bangology. Then there is Brett. Go ahead and eat this schlong ho.
That was a good one.
Anytime the robot makes somebody else eat a schlong,
yeah, and you're good with it.
It's a good day.
But Haskell
why
asked
do I
me,
have to eat so many schlongs?
but Haskell asked
You're
about
zaddy.
the Mark Hamill intro. It's just a different show.
Yeah,
it's a different show. So it's not going to come back. You can watch the old replays on this channel.
It lives on in Force Ghosts.
It does. But no, that one's not going to come back. Mark C, is the website still working? I wanted to see if you can expand your Masters of the Universe treatment into a comic book fan project. It would be fun to make that into a comic book fan. The website is not working anymore. The Schmoedown.com and the Schmoedown brand itself has been shut down, and it's now the Schmoedown Entertainment Network in general. That is the overall. That is what the company is. That is what this network is. So just to let everybody know, that's it's kind of the way it works right now. So, what
accurate?
Else? Yes.
News to Mark.
Yeah, I know. Streamlabs.
I was going to ask Kate and Brett how it works around here.
But I want to go back to streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown before we call it a day here. Eric says Disney and D-I-C-K. All right,
Yeah, Disney and Dick.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds a little biased.
Yeah, it's true.
towards the dude.
WOG0521. Oh, maybe I do have a question. I want to make a significant contribution, but don't need the Patreon perks. How would one do that? You just did it through streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. That's the beauty of the Streamlabs, besides just another reason why you can, so some people who can't watch live, you can donate on streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown 24/7.
Yeah.
So if you want to make a one-time contribution just to Streamlabs, you can do it, and that's how you do it.
I got it. So for the Disney service, you need a term for sex that's like a little silly and like a little like kid friendly.
Yeah.
Disney and Dilly.
Disney and
Disney
Dilly.
and Dilly.
And Disney and Dilly Dally.
Oh, you had the dally, and I'm game.
Yeah, but we have we got 5 more minutes here.
Oh shit, go ahead.
Eric says so far Disney is 2 out of 3 this year with Star Wars and Mandalorian. Oh, excuse me. It's 2 out of 3 with Star Wars with Mandalorian and Jedi Fallen Order. Finished Fallen Order after playing it nonstop. You're really gonna love the story and the way it.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, Fallen Order.
I got a Fallen Order up in Sagas.
That's right, and the way it fits in a canon. Please stream it on Twitch. We'll try to get through it.
It fits. It fits in a cannon.
Yeah. Okay, we just have to put $20 in the jar.
That's right. Yeah.
What was the miss for Star Wars this year?
What's that? Not miss. He said 2 out of 3 because the episode 9 hasn't come out.
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
So it's 2 out of 3. So far.
Yeah, the order that they're coming out is first Mandalorian. Yeah. Then comes the next in the order is Fallen Order.
We got this kid up at Harvard. He's requesting a Fallen Order.
And then after that is going to be, Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah.
Hey, Skywalker, you're dead. How do you like them apples?
We're the Schmoebot to Kristian when he's trying to get through these questions.
Yeah.
You can see. Yeah. That's right.
Kristian's
I want to make sure.
Kristian's like, we're
I'm
going
trying to get you humps out of here too, but I want to make sure everybody gets their questions.
Listen, could you guys shut up? Dick Balls 73 says, "What are you doing? Eat a schlong." Can you let me get this out? Instead of goofing around all the time. Cut Destroyer 75.
To that person
It's very important. Somebody just brought up my cunt again. He brought it up again. Gotta let him know. Well, Billy Bedford, he did the Schmoebot today too. We did WOG 0521. I did have a question, but I wanted to say thank you. I enjoyed the Schmoes, what the team has provided me over the last 6 years. Can't be appreciated enough. Every member that has joined your team contributed to your various shows. It has been a wonderful experience. Well, thank you, Wong. I really appreciate that so much. He's also
got new answer live, so hear you.
Okay.
See my other message on how to use it. I have spoken. Love you all. Will H.
Thank you, Will
What was
H.
the first
Very
one?
nice. I'll read it. I'll make sure I read that one.
Okay.
That one deserves a bit of an applause.
All right, let me see. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Hold on. Take it easy.
Ben's getting a new jean
Let me
jacket.
get to the top here.
I'm getting my couch,
good
baby.
Lord, Wog.
Holy
Wog.
shit.
That you might have just become the top contributor there, Wog, with a very generous donation here. Get your answer live. So here you go. See my other message on how to use it. I have spoken. Love you all, Will H. Wow.
Okay,
that
so
is-
there's another
that was-
message
that
coming
was
on
really
how to
good.
spend the funds.
Okay, but that was
Yeah.
incredible.
Which
there,
kid
Wog.
do you want to go to college,
Yeah.
Christian?
I
Gotta
know.
pick one right now.
Incredible. This is
gonna be me.
He's
That goes to
probably with that one. He's
Like,
probably
all
going to
right,
win
now.
the
Vivi.
donator of the month. Okay, I'm going to go back to thank you. Wow, that was incredible. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. King Slover. He was the one who told Mark the schlong. Nico Suave Regoli had talked about his
his
charity.
charity?
His charity. It is. So stay tuned for the next 2 weeks for an announcement regarding the return of my annual week-long fan league charity drive in January. Trivia for Thon. Okay, so make sure.
Fallen order, fallen order, fallen order.
Fallen order. I see it.
Fallen order.
House Heisenberg. Hey, Christian, have you and Ellis talked about doing the retroactive top 10 series that I suggested a couple weeks ago where you revisit and revise your annual top 10 best movies? You both like the idea, hoping to see it on SEN. Something because of the end of the, the 10,
Yeah, I thought we had talked about doing the top 10 of the decade.
yeah, that's good.
Is what I
that's
would-
probably,
yeah.
I still like
The
that.
best 10 movies of the entire decade.
But also, there was this guy had suggested that you guys go back and look over your top when you guys had done every top 10
I don't
movie.
need to. I don't
No,
need
but
to
I do-
get my
I was gonna say-
memory dirty that way.
We have a winner. Jay Golden Eyes,
Okay.
who hashtag Schmoedown Spectacular. I use it as an excuse to take a cross-country drive from Atlanta. Well, sir, you're coming from Atlanta to the Schmoedown Spectacular. Hit up at the Schmoedown. Send us your email address at the Schmoedown on Twitter and DM us that email address, and you will get that ticket. Congratulations.
Yeah, bring us some
Yep.
sweet water and some cheer wine.
For everybody else who wants to get tickets, there's still a couple tickets left at schmoedownlive.com. Villanelle, do you guys have a P.O. box? I want to send some stuff and thanks. Not yet, but we will be getting one of those for
Here's
sure.
the address to Christian's house.
Yeah, sorry. Kareem, it would have been cool if the Mando needed to get a Sarlacc egg for the Jawas, and when he entered that cave, maybe seeing undigested Boba's armor, though that could conflict with Aftermath. Yeah, that's exactly right. I like the fact that they didn't conflict with that, for sure.
Wait, is the egg the Sarlacc's egg?
No.
Oh.
Neither just saying. He's just saying the
Oh,
way they could have done it.
Jesus.
Yeah. Shug 9323,
Yoda's
Disney,
up,
and Hot Diggity Dog. Magic over Jordan. Sorry, Kate. Yeah, and then Villanelle. Do you guys have a
sorry,
specific? do you
Magic.
Guys, do you
He's
guys
got some magic, that's for sure.
have a specific word that brings out your native state's accent the most? Apparently, I do. Fallen Order. Love you, Kate. And
I'd go with.
Thank you. Love you.
I
Y'all.
hit y'all a lot
You do. It's true.
from Virginia, North Carolina.
Oh,
Yeah.
roof. I say roof.
Rough.
Rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a roof in the house.
It's so funny. I'm just one of those people. I'm like, I don't have an accent, but then people are like, you definitely do. I
you
actually don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
My dad used to say washcloth.
Oh,
Throw an R into there.
Worst claw.
Wash your
That's a
elbow.
little bit of the Boston roots from
Yeah.
the family way back.
All right, let's.
Yeah,
We're gonna wrap here with Jeremiah Morris, who says, "I love you
Anytime
guys."
you talk about dead people.
Yeah, I know. Sure. I love you guys, and I
That's
love.
perfect time for the smoke.
I know. I love you guys, and I love Mark Ellis, and I'm a new patron. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
then Anthony Nugent had sent in that he says Fallen Order, Fallen Order, Fallen Order. We had once the wonderful donation by WOG0521. We also have Soggy Mini Muffins in the chat today, who did the Schmoebot about the Welcome to the Battle of the Ball Caps. Anthony Nugent was in there too. Haskell 420, Billy Bedford, J2 Tough for You using the Schmoebot today. Pac-Man Dwayne using the Schmoebot today. Nugent going nuts with it. Really loving everything you guys brought to the show today. It was a lot of fun. I want to see if there's any more things I miss here before we move on until tomorrow. Oh, good one. Good one, Purdue FNR, Disney and Shill. Boom, boom. And
Disney and Shill is,
that's a good one.
good.
It's a good one.
That is good.
Fireline End. Hey, guys, it's me, Alan. What's up, guys? So proud of y'all. Keep up the hard work. Hashtag Schmoedown. Do I get tickets now? Oh, all right. Christian Harloff, don't forget about mini movies for season 7. I have
First
spoken.
one, you won. Congratulations. Second one, oh, right.
No, that's him.
Damn it.
He said that.
All right.
I have spoken. LOL. Good to see you, Mark. And then Mark C. Serious about the comic. Check your Twitter feed. Will do. Mark C. is your website. We did that already. Okay, so that's everybody, ladies and gentlemen. This was a great show today.
Good roll call.
Thank you guys. Once again, not only do we hope that you're enjoying the show itself, this is where I said this before when Mark and I were talking, that this is the most involved we've been with fans in a very long time. And it's the idea that we were hoping for is that you guys get to act like producers. Because even though like there are certain times, and some people go, oh, the Schmoebot interrupts conversation. Yeah, but it creates comedy sometimes too. And it created a lot today with Brett. It was Mark's suggestion, and I think he was right, that we just take for the first 20 minutes,
Just
we
give
bullshit,
us some time.
and then we just bring it, because if it was the whole, I couldn't put up with it the whole show. No. But the fact that we did,
I don't think the listeners.
No, they couldn't either. But it's because it's when it's going to come in certain expects. But the fact that we can still talk, have good conversations, we're finding our vibe, and we are very happy that you guys are along for the ride. We've been very, I think, blown away by the support. We are very happy with the support, and we're going to continue putting on shows for you guys. Robert Thompson will be on Thursday.
Oh, he's great.
He's great.
Yeah.
Waiting for confirmation on Mike Kalinowski. Ben Batemen will be on this week. Ben Batemen and I will be starting our Schmoedown show hopefully this week. So
have you had Andrew Guy on yet?
Hopefully this week.
Can I say something to Kate and Brett before we go real quick? Please. Thanks for letting me come by y'all show.
No problem.
I had a great time. I'd love to come back
We'd
soon.
love to have you.
We'd love to have you.
Dog Stepfather drops tomorrow early
Oh,
morning,
yeah.
so it's going to be kind of like Christmas mornings. I'm
I
going to
will
wake up
get
and
the
everybody's
last
going to
word
be there.
in. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Gonna get the last word in bye-bye.
I
certainly did.
think you, Kristian,
Yes.
need to give me a $20
I know
bill for that last
No,
one.
that was Anthony Nugent once again.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mark. On I know
Tomorrow
you worked
morning.
really, really hard
It's
on
going to
that.
be on a bunch of streaming platforms.
Cool.
The first one, it is available tomorrow for free on YouTube.
Do we have the capacity of playing a clip of that tomorrow? No?
Yeah, we can.
Do you want to
I'll
play a
send
clip
you guys a
tomorrow?
clip.
All right, we'll do a
Send
clip
you guys a
tomorrow,
clip.
Mark.
Yeah,
So Mark will be
perfect.
back here tomorrow.
What time does it drop again?
It early in the, I think probably like 7 or 8 PST.
Awesome.
So probably 10
Okay.
a.m. So basically,
So I can watch it before we get in.
So
we
you can
talk about it.
you can click it and stream it,
Yeah.
and while you go to work, and then come back and click it again and watch it.
Do that.
Got it.
And
It's
also
all free.
make sure that if you haven't joined the Patreon, it is patreon.com/Schmoedown. And we are starting a SEN one pretty soon here. Thank you to Ben Goddard. Thank you to David
Yes,
Michael
Ben.
Frank. Let's set the music there, David. And thank you to Kate Mulligan, Mark Ellis, Rhett Sheridan, all of you guys. Cannot tell you how excited we are that this thing is finally up and running 3 weeks in here. We love you. TheSchmoedownLive.com. Come see us December 7th or January 25th in New York. You got to see us live. The Schmoedown, SEN. Ladies and gentlemen, peace out, mother Fs.